Welcome to Philly, baby. They call it Philadelphia. HP, baby, where shorty's blood runs deep in the pavement. She wasn't born here, but the streets did the raising. Straight from Ponce, Puerto Rico, that's the origin. Taino roots in the marrow, indigenous skin. Proclaiming the heritage, both lands in her veins. In the world where they're charging for the fair in the rain. But HP is the shorty's home, even when her heart bleeds. Watching the struggle grow like some poisonous weeds. Looking around, the shorty just lost in the maze. Questions in the dark, living life in the haze. Egos on fire, everybody's offended. Screaming for a change while the cycle's extended. We try to break chains, try to reach for the goal, but the anger and the pride take a toll on the soul. Opinions get silenced in the shirt and in view. In the HP community where shorty grew up. Back then it was love, didn't matter the block. We were vibing together, never looking at the clock. No matter the colors or the place we were from, we were solid as a rock. Never felt we had to run, then a shift happened. Innocence on the floor, kids going missing, death knocking at the door. Mistaken identity, now the hate's in the eyes. I miss the old days before the truth turned to lies. Case plan side, this land's backing. In love the community, just shaking our heads. Strings on their backs, they're so easily led. Waiting for a savior or a puppet master command. While the real warriors rise up to take a stand. Young yield in spirit, the voices revealing. Trying to find a cure for the pain we're all feeling. Offering solutions for a brand new day. But the system is a wall that won't move out the way. Look, now it's all about race, who can take, who can gain. Talking about progress while they faking the change. They don't care about the residents living the life. They just stir up the trouble and they sharpen the knife. Deep in my soul, there's a wish that unfolds to flip back the script on the stories they told. Our kids are like sponges, they're soaking the scene, mimicking the monsters and the things that they've seen. Locked in a cage, in a prison's embrace, acting gangster for a crowd while they losing the race. Parents getting lazy, just losing the grip. Communication dying, watching everyone slip. Gunfire escalates, the bitterness flips. Parents and the children on some enemy trips. You demand that they change, but you refuse to lead. When the guidance is hollow, how can they succeed? Riders for life, riders for life, riders for life. We are. HP, we struggle, we fight just to breathe. We spitting this truth for the ones who believe. Unleash in the spirit, let the words start to glow. HP's in a shorty's blood, now you're in the know. A shorty from Poles representing the spot. North Philly, baby, HP, baby, believe it or not. Riders for life, riders for life, we are. Riders for life, riders for life, we out. Riders for life, we out, riders for life. Yeah, check the frequency. This isn't just a broadcast, it's a lifeline. For the ones in the corners, the ones in the classrooms, and the ones on the curb. Writers for life, we're live. Yeah. I'm walking through the architecture of a forgotten dream. Of the bricks of North Philly hold the echoes in the steam. I'm a student of the pavement, a scholar of the block, setting up the mic while the city starts to rock. We dive down the rabbit holes, chasing ghosts of the past, building bridges out of history, making sure the lessons last. It's more than just a podcast, more than digital air. It's a map for the lost, showing someone actually cares. We're excavating truth from the dust and the grime, translating the struggle one sentence at a time. We're writing the future on the walls of today, chasing
From the street to the booth, from the dark to the light, we're the voice of the neighborhood, brightest for life. Yeah, we're teaching the river, we're showing the right, keeping them dreaming through the heart of the night.
Look, I see the youth standing at the edge of the glass, see the traps being set, waiting for the moments to pass. I tell them put the steel down, pick the platinum pin up. The world is a heavyweight, but you gotta keep your chin up. We go from Kensington to South, exploring every vein, trying to find an antidote to wash away the pain. Right from wrong, it ain't a lecture, it's a conversation. Investing in the spirit of a brand new generation. We're mentors in the booth, we're brothers in the street, putting wisdom in the lyrics and heart inside the beat. If we save just one, then the mission was a win. Stop the cycle of the ghost before the tragedy begins. Stop the cycle of the ghost before the tragedy begins. Yeah. Yeah.
We're riding the future on the walls of today, chasing the shadows, clearing the way. From the street to the booth, from the dark to the light, we're the voice of the neighborhood, brightest for life. Yeah, we're teaching the rhythm, we're showing the right, keeping them dreaming through the heart of the night.
It's about more than the views. It's about the soul of the city. Get the kids off the corner, put the vision in their hands, study the history so you don't repeat the mistakes. Brightest for life. We see you, we hear you. Philadelphia, stand up, rock.
Welcome up, baby. Hey, what up, everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble day. Continue to have a blessed and humble morning. Ooh, man, it has been hella crazy out here, man. There's a lot going on, man. I appreciate everybody that's coming through, rocking out, man. I hope y'all enjoy the new lyrical poetry. All right, I remixed some of the Jones. All right, let me take a minute before I start everything, man. I gotta give a big shout out to y'all. All right, I've listened. All right, now I also gotta give a big shout out to Mr. Oates. All right, because I used Mr. Oates' advice and Yaya's advice. All right, listen, since ain't nobody popping up, all right, and don't want to do the music, fuck it, man, I'm gonna do it myself. So right now we're gonna do this little AI project, all right, and definitely am working on some new beats and stuff like that, and I'm working on my breathing. So instead of hearing them sing my poetry, it's gonna be me pretty soon, all right, as soon as I get the grip of it. One thing I gotta definitely do is get a new mic, all right, because these little Jones ain't helping me. Like, there's a delay, all right. I have somebody trying to teach me. So once I get the grip of this, I get the new mic, I get the computer, I get all that, I'm gonna start working of me putting my voice behind it. But in the meantime, in between time, all right, I think the poetry sounds very dope on this John. All right, we gonna talk about a few things. All right, I did this live because, you know, it's a lot going on out here. All right, I've been having a few conversations with people that want to bring awareness, you know, due to them losing some loved ones, due to gun violence, or, you know, something that happened in a medical facility, due to violence in the streets, due to drugs, due to mental health. All right. And, you know, I just wanted to put something out there real quick. All right. But before I put something out there real quick, all right, I want to, let me see. Is it this one? I think it is this one, if I'm not mistaken. All right. Let me see. I wrote something for those out there that are, you know, how can I say, are missing someone right now. You see where I'm coming from, or mourning someone that they care about, you know, real deep. Because, you know, sometimes, you know, listen, I'm still mourning my brother. All right. It's about to go on 3 years. I missed the hell out of him. I'm not going to sit here and lie. All right. Listen, man, He was the music to, how can I say, he was the dance and the light to the music I heard. All right. He was that rhythm to my music. All right. He was always goofy, funny when he was down. I always found a way to get him up. Unless, there was someone in his head messing with him, trying to take his breed. But I definitely miss my brother. All right. We're working on another one for him. Because the old one I have, I don't like it. But this is for y'all out there. All right. I'm hoping I got the right.
I'm just asleep through the night. It's a long road home when you're carrying the weight. But I'm moving with a purpose. I ain't leaving it to fate. Oh, the fire keeps on burning. Yeah.
Let's see, is it this one?
It's been a long time coming. Keep that flame lit, riders for life. Let's go. Envy lurks in the shadows of a smile, a crooked design, while I'm out here carving out a piece that's finally mine. Walking through the north side, concrete heavy on. Yo, the sun tries to mimic how you light up a room, but it can't match the glow. It's just chasing the bloom. Your laughter was the soundtrack, a loop with no end. Now I'm staring at the space where I used to call friend. It's a void, it's a chasm like a hole in the sky, sucking every bit of light till the well runs dry. My heart's heavy with the weight of the years we designed, trying to brush off the echoes you left in my mind. You're the dance, the sweetest song I knew, fire in the cold, always burning through. And now you're gone, and we're left to find a way to bind the broken pieces of a darker day. Yeah. You were grace in the flesh, yeah, you inspired the crowd. Now your memories are beacon when the clouds get loud. They say walking away is how you bury the fire, but the pain's still a wire, pulling us higher, it isn't in vain. No, it's written in ink, stopping the heart just to make us all think. You left a mark that the rain couldn't wash, a permanent soul that the world couldn't swallow. The dance, sweetest song I knew, fire in the cold, always burning through. Now you're gone, and we're left to find a way to find the broken pieces of the darker day. Walking away don't end the pain.
It doesn't.
It only leaves a mark, a love that's never in vain, never in vain.
All right, y'all. Listen. Woo, man. Look, man. Some people say, right, that grief is like a wave, right? But nah. Sometimes it feels more like a whole, how can I say, like a whole damn ocean picking you up and slamming you on the, how can I say, on the concrete, right? It tackles you, folds you, squeezes your chest, right? Until you swear your ribs are about to crack. And then out of nowhere, you look up squinting like, the sun got the nerve to shine on you while, you're drowning. That's the crazy part. Grief don't ask, permission. It don't knock, right? It don't warn you. It just, it shows up and it rearranges your whole soul. And the wild thing is, right, we all pretend like we're supposed to be strong through it. But who the hell decided strength meant silence? So tell me, when did we start acting like feeling pain makes us weak? Blessings. We got young Rias in the building. How you doing, man? Make sure y'all go. Listen, man. Make sure y'all go check out my young boy. All right. He be bringing us them shorts. All right. Straight from the UK. Even though he don't be going live right now. All right. He be bringing us the trap music from down there. But listen, back on topic. All right. Listen. A lot of us people, how can I say? A lot of us people, we loved so deep, right? It felt like they were. I'm gonna put it like this: a lot of us people, right? A lot of us have lost people that we've loved. I'm saying this all messed up. A lot of us have lost people that we love so deep, right? It felt like they were stitched into our skin, right? And when they left, it was like somebody ripped the thread out, right? Like it was like someone ripped the thread out with no anesthesia, all right? Like it's hard to put this into words. Like, you ever try to explain that kind of hurt to somebody who ain't never felt it? Like they look at you speaking another language, but grief ain't a language. All right. It's a damn accent. It changes the way you walk, the way you talk, all right, the way you breathe. It marks you. Right. And yet we walk around pretending we're fine because the world keeps spinning like nothing happened. All right. Why do we keep pretending we're okay? Right, just to make other people comfortable. I don't know who needs to hear this, but that whole, how can I say, time heals all wounds line, it's cute, but it's only half true. All right, time don't heal nothing by itself. It just gives you space to learn how to, it gives you space how to learn how to carry the weight without collapsing every 5 minutes. Time is like a bandage, right? It covers the wound, but you still gotta clean it, tend to it, face it. And some days that wound rips right back open like it never closed. Healing ain't, how can I say, linear, right? It's a damn roller coaster with no seatbelts. So I don't know why people keep acting like, healing is supposed to be, how can I say, pretty or predictable. It's not, right? Like, we all grieve different. Some people cry, some people shut down. Some people laugh at, how can I say, at the wrong times. Some people get angry, all right? They get angry at the air. And some people, the ones who, how can I say, how can I say, the ones who pretend that, they can scare people the most, all right? Pretend, nothing happened at all. We fight our own demons in the same hell, but we don't all burn the same. And that's okay. What's not okay is judging somebody else's process. Like, you got the blueprint to their, how can I say, heart. You don't know what memories, they, how can I say, replay at night. You don't know what guilt they carry. You don't know, how can I say, what last words haunt them. So who gave anybody the right to tell someone, all right, or to tell anybody, or, how can I say, someone or anybody else how to grieve? It's a shame and it's unfortunate, people got to go through this, right? And let me tell you, all right, what really pisses me off about all this, when people, weaponize the dead, when they use, the name of somebody you loved, somebody you cried for, somebody, you would have traded your own heart for, your own heartbeat for, right? Just to hurt you. That's not roasting. That's not jokes. That's not, how can I say, just the internet. That's coward behavior. That's somebody who ain't, got enough substance to stand, on their own. So they dig up your pain to, throw it at you. That's the lowest of the low. I mean, listen, man, some people out there probably ain't get a hug from their mama. It's understandable. So why do we let people, hide behind jokes when the truth is, how can I say, they're just being cruel? What's even crazier is how, normalized it's become. People call it roasting, like slap. How can I say, slapping a cute label on disrespect makes it less disgusting? Nah. Listen, words got weight. And when you speak on the dead, you throwing bricks, not jokes. You don't know what that person meant to somebody. You don't know, how many nights they cried themselves to sleep. All right, wishing they had more conversations, one more hug, one more chance. But folks, online, how can I say, act like empathy is optional. And what's crazy is, right, when it's done to them, they cry victim. When did we become a society that laughs at pain instead of learning from it? Like, grief already feels like a battle you didn't sign up for. So imagine fighting, and dodging people who think, your heartbreak is entertainment. That's why so many people shut down. That's why so many people don't talk about their losses, because the world got too many mouths and not enough hearts, too many opinions and not enough compassion. And the ones who hurt the most end up suffering in silence because they don't trust anybody with their truth. How many people are walking around broken because they're scared to be vulnerable in front of us? But here's the part nobody talks about. Grief can also, wake you up. It can make you, how can I say, love harder, appreciate deeper, move different. It can make you realize life is short, time is precious, and people matter more than pride. Grief can break you, but it can also build you into someone who refuses to waste another second pretending someone who speaks their truth stands on their heart and honors the ones, all right, they lost by living fully. So, the real question is, what are you going to do with the pain you're carrying? All right. Like, it's crazy to me how many people tell me they want to come online and speak their truth, real truth. All right. Not the, how can I say, watered down social media friendly bullshit. All right. But they're scared, scared of comments, scared of trolls, scared of people who ain't never lived their pain, but swear they got, how can I say, the right to judge it. And I sit here like, damn, look at what the internet turned into. A place where people want to heal out loud, but feel like they gotta whisper because somebody behind a screen, all right, might bark at them like they a dog. On some real shit. Let me stop before they start, trying to think I'm over here trying to be in competition with actual speed and shit like that. Real shit. Like, so how the hell did we, let strangers become the gatekeepers of our healing? Like, but hey, maybe I could be tripping, all right? I could be tripping. Listen, I've had people tell me they want to talk about, how can I say, losing a sibling, losing a parent, losing the only person who ever understood them. But they hold back because they want to, how can I say, they don't want to get harassed, all right? And that breaks my heart because grief already feels like, how can I say, drowning. And now, people scared to even call for help. Imagine wanting to bring awareness, wanting to, how can I say, help somebody else who's hurting, but you freeze because, the internet got no mercy. And it's true. Like, when did we start letting cruelty silence the stories that, how can I say, could save somebody's life? And you know what's crazy? Half the time, stuff like this happens, right? And people be thinking it's hate, but it's envy, yo. I'm not going to sit here and lie. It be people that come close to you, all right? Make you feel comfortable around them, online, offline, all right? And, they observe, all right? And then that, envy don't wait, all right? It waits for, how can I say, hate don't wait, envy waits, all right? It waits for the perfect time. It knows exactly when to hit because it's been observing for a while. But let me say this, all right? People are going to do what they're going to do. And they're going to say what they're going to, how can I say, what they want to say. That's the internet. That's life. But if you got a story burning in your chest, if you got the truth sitting in your tongue, you better spit that shit out, all right? Don't let nobody online dictate your emotions. Don't let a troll with no profile picture decide how you honor your loved ones. You've got a voice for a reason, all right? Use it. So why let somebody, how can I say, why let somebody who don't even know your name control the way you feel? But I guess, that's just how social media be, for real, for real. I ain't gonna sit here and lie, right? Like, shit. I miss my brother every damn day, and nobody knows, nobody knows me. How can I explain this? Nobody knows what I'm feeling deep down inside, right? And anybody who knows me knows that, I went through hell trying to bring awareness to what happened. I didn't do it for clout, all right? I didn't do it for sympathy. I did it because silence felt like, how can I say, betrayal. I did it because pretending I was okay felt like lying, all right, on their graves. And yeah, people talked, people judged, people twisted my pain into entertainment. Listen, but I kept going because my love was louder. How can I say than their ignorance? So what matters more, their opinions or your truth? I learned real quick that, the internet will throw, how can I say, shit at you, right? Just to see if you'll break. They'll poke at your wounds, laugh at your scars, and call it content. But here's the thing. Once you stop reacting, once you stop giving them the satisfaction, they lose their power. I had to learn, all right, the hard way. I had to learn that my grief wasn't a weapon for them to use, all right? It was armor for me to grow. So why hand your power to people who can't even handle their own lives? All right. Through times, I learned to, how can I say, embrace the stuff thrown at me. Not because I didn't hurt. Hell yeah, that shit hurt. But because I realized pain can either crush you or carve you into something stronger. And I chose the second one. I chose to stand tall, all right, in the storm and let the rain wash off the bullshit. I chose to keep speaking even when my voice took, how can I say, even when my voice shook, all right? I chose to honor my brother by refusing to fold. So what are you choosing? Silence or strength? I choose strength. Because in the silence, I heal. All right? And let's be real. The people who hate the loudest are usually the ones who fear the truth the most, all right? They deflect because they can't face their own demons. They attack because they can't handle their own reflection. They try to shut you up because your courage exposes their cowardness. And once I understood that, all right, everything changed. I stopped seeing them as, how can I say, threats and started seeing them as background noise. So why let that background noise drown you? How can I say, drown out your message? At the end of the day, I showed every single person who doubted me, mocked me, or tried to break me exactly who was stronger. Not because I fought back with, insults, but because I kept going. I kept speaking. I kept healing. I kept honoring the people I lost. And that's what I want for anybody listening. Don't let fear stop you from telling your story. All right. Your voice might be, how can I say, the light that somebody else needs in their darkest moment. So what's stopping you from stepping into your truth right now?
Envy lurks, a silent force that slowly seeps through the shadows where the heavy secret keeps. It ain't born from hate or a heart of cold, but from the hidden desires that go untold. Calculated rhythm, yeah, it plays the game. A quiet storm blowing with no one to blame. Strategic moves, man, it's a subtle art. The way it preys upon a fragile heart. Not loud like hate, but it's just as strong. A psychological dance that lasts too long. Rooted in the belief of the things they lack. Staring at what's yours and never looking back. In the whispers of the night, it's a silent fight. A constant battle hidden from the light. Yeah. It's not about this light, it's a different breed. Planting the hunger and water in the greed. They watching you glow while they sit in the dark, waiting for a moment just to steal a spark. Keep your circle tight and your vision clear. Don't let the quiet storm get into your ear. Stay on your path, keep the rhythm true, cause the shadow only grows when it follows you. Replacing your garden with bitter weeds. It's the weight of a one that could have been dreamed. Nothing is ever as calm as it seems. They crave the reflection but hate the mirror. As the silent force starts drawing nearer, don't let them break what you've built from the start. Protect your peace, protect your heart, yeah. Just a shadow in the corner of the eye. No explanation, no reason why. Let the whispers fade, let the storm pass by. Keep your head up, keep your spirit high. Don't look back, just keep your light. It's a silent fight.
I could express myself better through poetry. All right. So listen, man, y'all gonna hear me put some, y'all gonna hear me. All right. That's the reason why I took the advice. All right. And I put my poetry behind the beat. All right. And I like how it's coming out. All right. It just like, listen, man, I like how the AI is getting used to my voice. I wish it had a female so I could see how it sounds on some real shit. But that one has a man. I think the other one has a woman. Fuck it, man. Hey, we gonna do it until I get my shit together. But listen, I want y'all to remember, all right? Remember this, right? In the depths of despair, all right, pain whispers truth. All right, not the cute truth. Right? Not the how can I say the Instagram quote truth. The kind that hits you, right? The one that hits you in the ribs and forces you to breathe different. Pain don't knock politely, right? It kicks the door in and it sits your chest. How can I say it sits in your chest, right? Until you face what you've been running from. It reveals your strength in ways comfort could never, all right? It uncovers the parts of you that, how can I say? It uncovers the parts of you that got buried under survival mode. So why do we treat pain like, like the enemy when half the time it's the only thing that's telling us what the truth is? Maybe I could be wrong. All right. I could be tripping. All right. But, there comes a point in time where, how can I say, there's more room for lies, and not the lies you tell other people, but the ones you whisper to yourself. All right. At 3 a.m., pain demands reality. It drags you, how can I say, to the mirror and says, look, and you either face it or you fold. All right. That's the crossroads. That's that's the moment where you either grow or you, how can I say, rot. And the wild part is that most people choose to rot because it's familiar. So what are you choosing? The truth that hurts or the lie that kills you slowly? Let's be real. All right. Like, people have to learn how to embrace the struggle because whether you like it or not, it's shaping you. All right. Through tears and trials, you find your core. All right. The real you, not the version you perform to the world. All right. Pain strips away the fake. All right. The force, the fragile. It leaves you, how can I say? It leaves you with the bones of who you really are. And that's where, the rebuilding starts. So who are you underneath all the masks that you've been wearing? All right. Listen, pain shapes your characters and, how can I say, ways comfort never will. It opens doors you didn't even know existed. All right. Doors to strength, to clarity, to purpose, but you only see them when you stop running, when you stop numbing, when you stop pretending that, you're fine. Pain ain't here to destroy you, all right? It's here to evolve you. There's no more running from the lessons, all right, pain brings. You could try, but it'll chase you like a shadow. Embrace the, how can I say? You need to learn how to embrace the discomfort, all right? Spread your wings even when they feel heavy. Growth don't happen in the sunshine, all right? It happens in the dark, in the dirt, in the places you don't, how can I say, post about. That's where the roots form. So what would happen if if you stopped avoiding the very thing meant for you to grow? Like, hold on, I can't like this. I gotta turn this camera off because I can't like this. I'm gonna put it like this. In moments of darkness, pain becomes a god, right? It leads you into the depths, not to drown you, but to show you the parts of yourself you abandoned. All right. The parts you forgot, the parts you were scared to touch. Pain, how can I say, is a flashlight in the cave of your own soul. So what truth is your pain trying to show you? What truth is your pain trying to show you that you keep ignoring? All right, no more hiding from what must be known. No more burying the truth under distractions, relationships, substances, or fake smiles. Embrace that journey, man. Let wisdom be sown, all right, in the soul of your suffering. Every tear, all right, waters something. Every heartbreak plants something. Every loss teaches something. Let me ask y'all. So What seeds has your pain been planting while you were too busy trying not to feel it? And it's just a little food for thought. All right. Y'all can leave your comments down below or just sit on that. All right. I really want y'all to sit on it, on that question. What seeds have you, all right? Let me put it like this. What seeds has your pain been planting while you were too busy trying to, how can I say? While you were too busy trying not to, how can I say, feel it? There you go. I almost forgot what I was saying. All right. What seeds, all right, has your pain been planting while you were too busy trying not to feel it? All right. Because at the end of the day, when all seems lost and hope starts to fade, remember this. Pain is not meant to degrade you. All right. I got this in my poem. I think I got a poem, all right, that says it. If I'm not mistaken, yep, I think if y'all look up in my shorts, I got it. All right. It's not here to break you. All right. It's not here to break you down into nothing. It's a catalyst. All right. I have another poem called The Catalyst. I have a few of them. All right. It's a spark, a transformation waiting to happen. All right. Embrace his teachings. Let healing begin not by avoiding the hurt, but by walking through it with your head up high and your heart open. So are you ready to stop surviving? All right. Stop surviving your pain and start transforming through it. Like, I think a lot of us need to, learn how to do that. All right. I got another one right here. Let me see. Here we go. Oh shit, we got Blended Healing Realms in the building, man. Shout out to Big Sis. Make sure y'all go check her out. Great conversations, great topics, poetry, storytelling, everything, man. You will not be disappointed, man. You gotta go check out Blended Healing Realms, all right?
In the silence of my pain, I wear a mask so bright. I laugh and I pretend, but it's a lonely fight. My heart is heavy, yeah, I'm choosing to smile, hoping someone sees the truth even for a while. I show up every day with the tears behind my eyes. Carry on like I'm fine, but it's all a disguise. Inside I'm breaking down, yeah, inside I cry. The weight of the sorrow hidden deep where I lie. I'm screaming silently for someone to see the pain that grips my soul. Come and set me free. If you see me smiling, no, it's just the guise beneath the surface where the storm of cries lies. The heart is praying for a sign, for someone to know it.
I love my writing. I love my poetry.
Yearning for a touch, a word to begin, to wash away the ache that's bubbling within. I laugh to cover up what won't ever subside. Deep down in my spirit, there's nowhere left to hide. The hardest feeling in the world is this mask. Finding empathy is such a heavy task. Still I carry on, praying someone feels the weight before the silent screaming turns into my fate. I'm reaching out through the static and the noise, trying to find the strength, trying to find my voice. It's a heavy burden, this performance I play, counting down the minutes till the end of the day. Does anybody see me? Does anybody care? Or am I just a shadow in the empty air? Just notice me beneath the grin, beneath the skin. Storm is rising. Yeah. If you see me smiling tomorrow, just know it's still a fight. Still screaming silently, still waiting for the light. Oh.
And like I said earlier, man, every day, just like, everybody else, I lost someone. I lost my mom. I lost the father, of my kids. I lost, my brother. And what's crazy is, that when it came to my mom, I had respect for those that, rocked out for real, for real. But when it came to my brother, those that try to use my pain to, stomp on me, man, all they did was make me stronger. And that's why I say, like, we have to learn how to embrace that pain, right? I'm not going to sit here and lie. That's why I said I made this right here for those of you, and I'm going to play it again. I don't get tired of it. For those of you that lost one, I'm going to make a remix to my brother's poem and do the same thing to it, all right?
Yeah. It's been a long time coming. Keep that flame lit, riders for life.
That's the right one. I apologize.
Yo, the sun tries to mimic how you light up a room, but it can't match the glow. It's just chasing the bloom. Your laughter was the soundtrack, a loop with no end. Now I'm staring at the space where I used to call friend. It's a void, it's a chasm like a hole in the sky, sucking every bit of light till the well runs dry. My heart's heavy with the weight of the years we designed, trying to brush off the echoes you left in my mind.
You were the dance, the sweetest song I knew, a fire in the cold, always burning through. Now you're gone, and we're left to find a way to bind the broken pieces of a darker day.
Yeah. You were grace in the flesh, yeah, you inspired the crowd. Now your memory's a beacon when the clouds get loud. They say walking away is how you bury the fire, but the pain's still a wire, pulling us higher. It isn't in vain, no, it's written in ink, stopping the heart just to make us all think. You left a mark that the rain couldn't wash, a permanent soul that the world couldn't swallow.
The day, sweetest song I knew, fire in the cold, always burning through. Now you're gone, and we're left to find a way to find the broken pieces of a darker day. Walking away don't end the pain, it only leaves a mark, a love that's never in vain, never in vain.
My bad. But listen, that, like I said, is for anybody that has lost somebody. All right, like anybody that's real close, man. Look, listen, man. Don't let what people say, all right, how can I say, discourage you from saying or doing what it is that you need to do to bring awareness for whatever situation it is. All right. My brother lost his life due to mental health, issues. All right. He had schizophrenia, and he was battling with that his whole life. All right. In his situation and reality, there's no one to blame when it comes to, his death. And I've said that to a lot of people, right? I don't know if I still got the little drawing on here that I did. I think I do. Here we go. That's why I said I'm gonna do this over again. I have to remix it because I'm gonna use those same words that I used on here. I'm gonna use it so that I can make a new poem where I won't get copyrighted on here. I'm gonna risk it right now, but it's gonna copyright me because of the beat. That was a quick little letter I made my brother when he passed away. Because it's like, a lot of us hurt, all right? We ain't gonna sit here and lie. And that hurt creates a heat, all right, in your heart sometimes. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. All right. Some people it creates envy. To me, it created heat. I'm not, listen, I had to learn how to pick myself up, all right? It's not easy, all right? like I said, sometimes the hardest thing you'll ever have to do is admit that certain people don't, how can I say, deserve a front row seat in your life. Some folks ain't adding nothing, all right? No peace, no love, no growth, no value, just noise, drama, and energy, all right? That feels like it's draining your soul through a straw, and we keep them, around out of habit. Like, we don't just keep them around out of habit, we keep them around out of guilt, all right? Out of fear of being alone sometimes, but dead weight is dead weight, all right? And it'll sink, all right? How can I say, it'll sink you, whether you love it or not. So why we keep carrying people who would, how can I say, drop you in a heartbeat? Listen, sometimes my mind be all up in the haze, and yes, I be asking provocative questions for a reason, all right? Sometimes I know the answers to it, all right? But I love to, how can I say, mess with people's noggins. Like, come on, let me ask you this one question. I want to see if me and you was thinking the same thing. Like, am I the only one thinking this? And not the same, but, it came out a little a little messed up, all right? I'm controlling my potty mouth. I promised my kids. All right. But listen, there comes a moment, where you got to look around your space, your mental space, your emotional space, your physical space, and ask yourself, who here is actually helping me become better? Because if the answer is nobody, then you already know what needs to be done. You can't grow in a garden full of weeds, all right? You can't heal in a room full of people who benefit from, how can I say, your brokenness. So who in your life is watering you down? And who's just watching you, how can I say, wilt? Learn to walk away from the haters, all right? Not argue with them, not explain yourself to them, not try to prove your worth to people who couldn't recognize your value if it slapped them across the goddamn face. Walk away. All right. Silence is, how can I say, a language too. And sometimes it's the loudest one you can speak. All right. When you stop feeding negativity, it starts. All right. So why waste breath on people who only inhale your downfall? Because that creates envy in some. It creates hate in others. All right. And let's talk about envy. The quiet, sneaky, poisonous energy that people swear they don't have. Envy is dangerous because it hides behind fake smiles, fake support, all right? Fake, I'm proud of you. But their eyes tell the truth, all right? Their energy tells the truth. Their actions tell the truth. Some people don't clap for you because they, praying you trip, all right? They don't. So why keep trusting hands that clap for you in public, but dig graves for you in private? The truth is some people only stick around because they waiting, for you to fail. They don't love you. They love the idea of you falling apart. They don't support you. They support the drama. They don't want to see you win. They want to see you break. In the moment you start elevating, they start acting funny, distant, irritated, threatened. So why let people stay close when your, success makes them, how can I say, uncomfortable? What's crazy? 2 years ago, I got into an accident, right? And when I got into that accident and I wasn't able to work, I saw who was there for me. And I saw who wasn't. And it's crazy.
Envy lurks a silent force that slowly seeps through the shadows where the heavy secret keeps. It ain't born from hate or a heart of cold, but from the hidden desires that go untold. Calculated rhythm, yeah, it plays the game. A quiet storm blowing with no one to blame. Strategic moves, man, it's a subtle art. The way it preys upon a fragile heart. Not loud like hate, but it's just as strong. A psychological dance that lasts too long. Rooted in the belief of the things they lack. Staring at what's yours and never looking back. In the whispers of the night, it's a silent fight. A constant battle hidden from the light. Yeah. It's not about this life. a different breed, planting the hunger and water in the greed. They watching you glow while they sit in the dark, waiting for a moment just to steal a spark. Keep your circle tight and your vision clear. Don't let the quiet storm get into your ear. Stay on your path, keep the rhythm true, cause the shadow only grows when it follows you. It's a hollow space, a hunger that feeds, replacing your garden with bitter weeds. It's the weight of the one that could have been dreamed. Nothing is ever as calm as it seems. They crave the reflection but hate the mirror, as the silent force starts drawing nearer. Don't let them break what you've built from the start. Protect your peace, protect your heart, yeah. Just a shadow in the corner of the eye. No explanation, no reason why. Let the whispers fade, let the storm pass by. Keep your head up, keep your spirit high. Don't look back, just keep your light. It's a silent fight.
Listen, you gotta protect your space, all right? The truth is, right? The truth is you gotta protect your space, all right? Like it's sacred, because you know, it's you. Your peace. Your peace is your sacred. Your growth is your sacred. All right, like your healing is your secret. Like anybody who comes into your life trying to disturb that intentionally or not, gotta go. No hesitation, no apology, no second guessing. You can't build a future with people who, you know, are committed to keeping you in your past. So what are you losing by letting them go? And what are you gaining by finally choosing yourself? I had to learn in that accident that I had 2 years ago that I had to let so many people go. People that I grew up with, people that I thought was my right hand. I had to say, nah, I'm walking away. You ain't changing, I'm out. Because I'm just, you know, going 10 steps backwards instead of going 20 forward. When I made 50 steps forward, you're making me go 100 back. That's not right. When I'm thinking that you rocking out with me, but you only needed me. That's why they say, you know, $1 in your pocket, right? How can I say a friend? Ain't nothing more than just $1 in your pocket. When that dollar gone, so is they. And when you are at your lowest, when you hit rock bottom, is when you see who's really there for you. So to be scared to speak up, all right, and bring awareness to something, man, come on, man. We got to put that, you know, we not cowards. We warriors. All right? We are warriors up in this joint. We speak up.
Yeah. Check the frequency. This isn't just a broadcast. It's a lifeline. For the ones in the corners, the ones in the classrooms, and the ones on the curb. Writers for life, we're live. Yeah. I'm walking through the architecture of a forgotten dream, of the bricks of North Philly hold the echoes in the steam. I'm a student of the pavement, a scholar of the block, setting up the mic while the city starts to rock. We dive down the rabbit holes, chasing ghosts of the past, building bridges out of history, making sure the lessons last. It's more than just a podcast, more than digital air. It's a map for the lost, showing someone actually cares. We're excavating truth from the dust and the grime, translating the struggle one sentence at a time.
We're writing the future on the walls of today, chasing the shadows, clearing the way. From the street to the booth, from the dark to the light. We're the voice of the neighborhood, brightest for life. Yeah, we're teaching the river, we're showing the right.
edge of the glass, see the traps being set, waiting for the moments to pass. I tell them put the steel down, pick the platinum pin up. The world is a heavyweight, but you gotta keep your chin up. We go from Kensington to South, exploring every vein, trying to find an antidote to wash away the pain. Right from wrong, it ain't a lecture, it's a conversation. Investing in the spirit of a brand new generation. We're mentors in the booth, we're brothers in the street, putting wisdom in the lyrics and heart inside the beat. If we save just one, then the mission was a win. Stop the cycle of the ghost before the tragedy begins. Stop the cycle of the ghost before the tragedy begins. Yeah. Yeah.
We're riding the future on the walls of today, chasing the shadows, clearing the way from the street to the booth, from the dark to the light. We're the voice of the neighborhood, riders for life. Yeah, we're teaching the rhythm, showing the right, keeping them dreaming through the heart of the night.
It's about more than the views. It's about the soul of the city. Get the kids off the corner, put the vision in their hands, study the history so you don't repeat the mistakes. Writers for life. We see you, we hear you. Philadelphia, stand up, rock.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming. Keep that flame lit, riders for life. Let's go. Envy lurks in the shadows of a smile, a crooked design, while I'm out here carving out a piece that's finally mine. Walking through the north side, concrete heavy on my soul, trying to turn these jagged pieces back into a whole. I seen the seasons shift, seen the concrete turn to ice, paid the cost for every lesson. Yeah, I paid the price twice, but there's a rhythm in the struggle, a cadence in the pain, like the way the city sounds when it's dancing in the rain. I'm a son of the pavement, a brother to the light, fighting demons in the daytime just to sleep through the night. It's a long road home when you're carrying the weight, but I'm moving with a purpose, I ain't leaving it to fate.
Oh, the fire keeps on burning, but I never lose my way. I'm turning all my yesterdays into a brighter day. They tried to dim the vision, tried to silence out the sound, but you can't bury a spirit that was never meant for ground. Keep it moving, keep it written, let the heartbeat lead. I'm planting all these verses like a revolutionary seed.
They see the cat, they see the pen, they think they know the story, but they weren't there for the grit, they only want the glory. I'm writing for the fathers holding down the front line, the ones making something out of nothing time after time. It's for the poets in the classroom, the dreamers in the hall, the ones who learn to stand up tall before they learn to crawl. I used to look for validation in a stranger's eyes, now I find it in the truth. I'm done living through the lies. My words are like an anchor, my voice is like a sail. I'm the living, breathing proof that the spirit won't fail. From the schoolyards to the lectors, the message stays the same. You gotta own your power, man, you gotta claim your name. Yeah.
Real shit.
What do you see? A survivor, a titan, a soul set free. The world is gonna whisper, let it talk, let it blow. Deep roots stay steady even when the winds go. Stay steady. Now the chapters are turning, the ink is finally dry. I'm looking at the limit and I'm aiming past the sky. This is for the tired hearts, the ones feeling down. Pick your head up, warrior, and readjust your crown. Life is just a freestyle, you gotta catch the flow. Sometimes you gotta lose it all just to really grow. I'm building up a legacy, one verse at a time, using every stumbling block just to help me climb. So when the beat drops out and the lights go dim and the world feels cold and the chances look slim, remember minutes of truth, a lifetime of grit. Don't let nobody tell you your flame ain't lit. Welcome to America, land of the free, where air and water come at a fee. Riders for life, yeah. We are.
Nah, but for real, man. Look, listen. People will pray for your downfall, all right? Louder than they'll pray for their own blessings, all right? That's the sad truth. Real shit. Listen to every, like, if you listen to the words, all right, that I wrote down on every poem transformed into a song, all right, it tells you right there. Like, they'll watch your every move, not because they admire you. Not because, they waiting for the moment they can say, see, I told you, I knew it. But here's the twist, all right? Every time they expect you to fall, you rise higher. Every time they hope you break, you get stronger. Every time they count you out, you add another chapter to their story. So why fear who can't stop what God made? Growth, all right? How can I put this? Who fears, who can't stop what God made, all right? Growth or grit already set in motion. Like, it's hard to talk about this because I know it's a touchy subject. A lot of people ignore this. They go through it, right? They scroll right past it because it's not drama. But shit, man, like I said, I wanted to get this off my chest real quick before I even start speaking about something that, I wanted to speak about the other day. All right. Something we spoke about 2 years ago. All right. And I'm going to bring it up in a minute. We're about to jump into the AI judges. All right. It is being talked about a lot in the Senate meetings. All right. Amazon just made a movie about it. There's some people just hate a lot of, some people love. All right. I kind of like the movie because it kind of is like showing us what they're doing behind the scenes. All right. What some of us don't know. But we'll get into that in a minute. All right. Back on topic. All right. Back on topic. At the end of the day, eliminating people from your space isn't cold. It's necessary. All right. It's survival. It's self-respect. It's choosing peace over chaos, purpose over distraction. All right. Elevation over, stagnation. You don't owe nobody access to you. You don't owe anybody a seat at your table. And if they, not adding value, they damn sure don't deserve to eat with you. So the real question is, who are you finally ready to remove so you can breathe again? But I could be tripping on what I'm saying again. And I'm hoping y'all can hear me with these new, headphones, all right? But, I'm trying to say this the best way that I can say it, all right? So YouTube don't censor me, all right? I'm still, I hate trying to work around words that, because I like using the actual words. Certain words, people's like, what does that mean? And I have to sit here and I was like, fuck, man. Like, I have to filter the dictionary on Google to just give someone the freaking explanation of certain words. But anyways, all right, guys, listen. I don't know if anybody wants to come up, talk about what I just said, right? But we're going to have a little intermission, all right? We're going to have the, Writers for Life theme song, or a little intro play real quick, all right? Because we're about to, let's put it like this. Let's dive down some, conspiracy theory holes, not rabbit holes, some conspiracy theory holes, all right? Because damn well my brain don't ever stay on the surface, all right? If you know me, you already, rolling your eyes like, here she go again, watching movies and connecting dots like connecting dots nobody even sees. And yeah, you're right. That's exactly what I'm doing. All right. I was watching this movie, minding my business, and something, my brain said, oh, let's go down a rabbit hole. Let's go down a rabbit hole real quick, right? And once I'm down that rabbit hole, all right, baby, I'm in it. So, why does fiction always feel like it's trying to warn us about something real? I'm not sure. But give me 1 second. All right. Give me 1 second because we're about to dive down a rabbit hole. All right. This one movie called Mercy. All right. This movie got me thinking about something. All right. We talked about 2 years ago. All right, AI judges, AI lawyers, AI juries. All right, back then people laughed at the idea. All right, and shout out to the ones that was able to have a decent conversation. All right, but a lot of people say, "Yo, girl, you crazy. That'll never happen." But look around now, technology moving faster than common sense. All right, every time we blink, all right, something new pops up. Bloop, 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 bloop. All right, that makes that makes yesterday feel prehistoric. And suddenly the stuff we joked about don't feel so funny anymore. So why do we how can I put this into words the right way? So why do we so why do the things we laugh at today always end up knocking on our door tomorrow? Doesn't make it make sense. But I could be tripping. I could be really, really tripping right now. All right, but we're about to dive down some rabbit holes real quick. Let's dive down some rabbit holes.
Riders for life, welcome riders for life, we out, yeah. Riders for life, we out. Riders for life, we out. Riders for life, riders for life, we out. Riders for life, we out. Riders for life. Welcome to Philly, baby. They call it Philadelphia. HP, baby, where shorty's blood runs deep in the pavement. She wasn't born here, but the streets did the raising. Straight from Ponce, Puerto Rico, that's the origin. Taino roots in the marrow, indigenous skin. Proclaiming the heritage, both lands in her veins. In the world where they're charging for the fail in the rain. But HP is the shorty's home, even when her heart bleeds. Watching the struggle grow like some poisonous weeds. Looking around, the shorty just lost in the maze. Questions in the dark, living life in the haze. Egos on fire, everybody's offended. Screaming for a change while the cycle's extended. We try to break chains, try to reach for the goal, but the anger and the pride take a toll on the soul. Opinions get silenced to the shirt and in view. In the HP community where shorty grew up, back then it was love, didn't matter the block. We were vibing together, never looking at the clock. No matter the colors or the place we were from, we were solid as a rock. Never felt we had to run, then a shift happened. Innocence on the floor. Kids going missing, death knocking at the door. Mistaken identity, now the hate's in the eyes. I miss the old days before the truth turned to lies. Case inside, this land's back in love and community. Just shaking our heads, strings on their backs, they're so easily led. Waiting for a savior or a puppet master command. While the real warriors rise up to take a stand. Young yielded spirit, the voices revealing. Trying to find a cure for the pain we're all feeling. Offering solutions for a brand new day, but the system is a wall that won't move out the way. Look, now it's all about race, who can take, who can gain. Talking about progress while they faking the change. They don't care about the residents living the life. They just stir up the trouble and they sharpen the knife. Deep in my soul, there's a wish that unfolds to flip back the script on the stories they told. Our kids are like sponges, they're soaking the scene, mimicking the monsters and the things that they've seen. Locked in a cage, in a prison's embrace, acting gangster for a crowd while they losing the race. Parents getting lazy, just losing the grip. Communication dying, watching everyone slip. Gunfire escalates, the bitterness flips. Parents and the children on some enemy trips. You demand that they change, but you refuse to lead. When the guidance is hollow, how can they succeed? Riders for life, we are. HP, we struggle, we fight just to breathe. We spitting this truth for the ones who believe. Unleash in the spirit, let the words start to glow. HP's in a shorty's blood, now you're in the know. A shorty from Poles representing the spot. North Philly, baby, HP, baby, believe it or not. Riders for life. Riders for life, we are. Riders for life. Riders for life, we out. Riders for life, we out. Riders for life.
Damn, I was on mute. Snap. All right, we gonna play this clip. It's gonna be on mute, all right, because I'm gonna be talking real quick. Listen, this right here, I'm hoping that y'all can see that, John. Let's see. All right, that should be better. Now, I remember asking y'all this question back then, all right? Like, how would you feel if, if life depended on an AI judge, not a human judge with flaws and bias, but an AI judge, all right, without a soul, no childhood, no trauma, no instinct, all right? Like, no lived experiences, just code, just data, just patterns and people, and how can I say, and what people installed in them, all right? Well, AI might be more fair, right? That's what they say. But fair to who? Based on what? According to, whose definition? Like, I want to know, like, how do you trust something that can calculate your fate but can't feel your humanity? But I could be asking the wrong question, right? Like, imagine standing in a courtroom and instead of a judge looking at you in your eyes, staring at a screen, right? Like a machine, like you're staring at a machine, right? You're staring at a screen, a machine, a system that, don't know fear, don't know struggle, don't know what it feels like to be misunderstood or misjudged. A system that, how can I say, can't sense sincerity, can't read energy, can't feel remorse, right? It just spits out a verdict based on numbers and patterns, all right? And how can I say, according to, the movie, evidence. So what happens when justice becomes math instead of morality? And I want to play, the volume to the John, but it's not going to let me. But if you pay attention, right, as I'm talking, all right, there's a man tied up to the chair, all right? And this is like, the death chair kind of in the way, all right? If he can't prove his innocence, them two little needles in the back of his head is going to poke his neck, all right? And it's like the lethal injection, all right? And the judge that he's looking in the screen, all right, decides his fate according to just evidence. But sometimes evidence could be wrong, right? It could be planted. We've seen that happen, right? But listen, let's be real, all right? Humans ain't perfect either. Judges, how can I say, judges got bias, lawyers got agendas, juries get, influence, but at least they're human. At least they can feel something. At least they can look at you and say, this person is scared, or this person is telling the truth, or this situation ain't black and white. All right. AI don't do gray areas. All right. AI don't, how can I say, do nonsense. AI don't do so. Like, people keep saying AI will be neutral. Neutral my mother's ass, all right? AI learns from humans. It learns from data we create. Data we created. And if the data is messy, like, the decisions will be messy too. Like, if the system is flawed, the outcomes will be flawed too. You can't build a perfect judge out of, how can I say, imperfect information. That's like trying to bake a cake with spoiled ingredients and expecting it to, taste good. Like, yeah, the cake's going to come out if you use spoiled ingredients. Yes, it does. People have tried it. It's been experimented with. Right? Yes, you can bake a cake, right, with spoiled ingredients, but it's not going to taste good. It's going to taste bad. Like, how can we trust a system built on the same world we're trying to fix? Let's make it make sense. Like, I want to show the actual video, the actual trailer, but hey, look, listen, man, I ain't getting they will strike this John, like strike this John. I've tried it before, trying to show a video and stuff like that. Unless I find somebody that's talking about it, but we're going to get into another video in a minute. All right. And what's crazy? Here's the part that really, it kind of gets me. All right. Because once you give a machine the power to decide someone's fate, who do you blame when it gets, when it gets it wrong? Like, you can't yell at it. You can't, how can I say, you can't appeal to its heart. You can't say, Judge, please reconsider. Please reconsider this, Judge. It's gonna look at you like, I don't understand what you're saying. I can't comprehend. It don't reconsider. It don't care. All right. It don't feel guilt. It don't lose sleep. It don't question itself. It just moves on to the next case like nothing happened. So what does accountability look like when the decision maker can't feel regrets? And the crazy part about it is, right, they want to do this because human emotions get in the way, right? That's what it seems like, all right, when you really pay attention and read between the lines. All right, let's get rid. Yeah, I would love to get rid of all the predators, but there have been men that have been, innocent, right? There have been women that have been innocent. So it's kind of like, okay, if we don't do this the old school way, figure out what's real in the evidence and what's not, what connects this, perpetrator to this victim, then how do we, then we have to look at behavior. See, a robot can't tell if you're nervous, if you're anxious, if you're angry, if you're scared, if you're happy, if you're honest, if you're lying. So yeah, call me crazy, call me dramatic, call me the queen of rabbit holes. I don't care. But I'm telling you right now, the idea of an AI judge with no soul, no instinct, no human, conscience, that's not just conspiracy theory, all right? That's a conversation we need to have before the future sneaks up on us. But it's here, all right? We the Flintstones trying to catch up to the Jetsons, my bad. But listen, I say this because once that door opens, all right, it ain't closing. And once that power shifts, it ain't shifting back. But I feel like Papa Duck sometimes. I wonder, shit, could it be too late? Because people are so focused on the wrong shit. Like, so before the world changes on us, shouldn't we be asking who or what? All right, we're putting our lives in the hands of. I hope I said that right. It sounded like it came out right in my head. But that was my head once again. And that bitch be going in circles sometimes. All right. Whoo. Let's see, do they got another trailer?
Is drowning in the.
Oh, no. See, I don't like when the AI voice is over. Y'all messed it up. Don't worry, because we're about to get into Papa Duck in a minute too, but listen. Let's talk about this movie real quick, all right? Real quick. Let me take this trailer off. All right, because I think y'all seen a little preview of the trailer already. All right. So y'all, let's talk about this movie, Mercy, because baby, it had my brain doing gymnastics. All right. If you know me, you know. All right. I just can't watch a movie like a normal person. Nope. I gotta pause it, rewind it, squint at the screen like I'm solving a murder case, and then start connecting dots that ain't even in the same coloring book. And I already hear y'all. All right. Some of y'all probably laughing. Some of y'all probably, there she goes. Like, there goes Shorty's crazy behind, driving down rabbit holes again. Damn. But you know what? I'm right again. So why does my brain test every movie like it's a, secret message from the future? I'm not going to sit here. And this is why I like watching, how can I say, sometimes sci-fi, because I think this falls into the category of, like, this is like a sci-fi thriller, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm more into horror movies. But this movie, right, had Chris, I think it's Chris Pratt is his name, right? Locked in a virtual room, right? Fighting for his life against an AI judge named, what was her name? Maddox, right? And let me tell you, that AI had the coldest energy I've ever seen. No emotion, no hesitation, no soul, just straight calculation, right? It looked at him like, you got 90 minutes to prove you didn't kill your wife. Because he was he was on trial for, his wife's murder. And then she says, or I'm ending this whole story. And I'm sitting there like, damn, even Siri got me more, Siri got, how can I say Siri, Alexa, Google, Gemini, got more compassion than that. God damn. So, what happens when justice stops being human and starts being programmed? All right. Like, the whole setup felt like a warning. All right. like a don't, how can I say, like a don't say we didn't tell you type of, how can I say, message. A world where the legal system is run by an AI, and how can I say, an AI that don't blink, don't breathe, don't feel. Like a world where surveillance is everywhere and every move you make is recorded, analyzed, judged before you're even, how can I say, judged. You're judged before you even open your mouth. And the scariest part is it didn't feel far fetched, right? It felt like tomorrow morning. So why does fiction keep looking more and more like a preview instead of entertainment? I mean, I don't know. Some people may look at it as entertainment, but hey, listen, let's be, let's talk about the AI judge, right? Her name is Maddox, I think, in the movie, right? Maddox wasn't just a judge, all right? She was a judge, jury, and executioner at the same time, all right? And the whole damn courthouse, she decided he had a high, how can I say, probability of guilt before he even had a, how can I say, got a chance to speak. So imagine sitting in front of a judge, right? And you're trying to prove your innocence, but what's the whole point of proving your innocence if before you open your mouth, your destiny is already marked? Like, I'm dead serious. Like before he even got a chance to speak, like, yo, imagine walking into a courtroom where the system already made up its mind about you. No human instinct, no empathy, no let me hear your side, just cold logic. So how do you defend yourself against something that already decided who you are and what happened? Like, I enjoyed the movie. The plot twists were wild, the tension was tight, and the whole vibe, had me clutching my imaginary pearls. But the part that stuck with me, wasn't the action. It was the idea, the idea of the idea that one day we might actually see something like this. All right. Like, not because the world is evil, but because technology moves faster than our morals, all right? Faster than our laws, faster than our ability to say, hold up, maybe this ain't, a good idea. So who's steering the ship when technology, outruns humans' wisdom? And you know what this movie reminded me of? All right, Total Recall. That, that whole, is this real or is this programmed vibe? All right. That whole technology is getting too damn, how can I say, comfortable in our personal business vibe. Like, kind of like, like the movie Total Recall. Like, it kind of like the movie Total Recall was programming us, or not programming us, my bad, preparing us. Almost the same shit. Like, what, like, was it planting seeds? Or am I just connecting dots that ain't supposed to be connected? Either way, all right, the parallels, all right, are loud. So why do older sci-fi movies feel like they were predicting the world we're walking into now? But they wasn't predicting it, man. That's why I keep saying it. And they was telling us what they was gonna do. It ain't no prediction. There's a difference between predicting something that you don't know about and it happening. It's kind of like foreseeing the future. But knowing that it's gonna happen and telling you how it's gonna happen is two different things. But I could be tripping. All right. But here's the thing. All right. I'm not saying this movie, is a prophecy. I'm not saying it's a warning from the government or some secret message. I'm just saying it makes you think. All right. It makes you question. It makes you look at, your phone, your apps, your smart devices, and wonder how much control we've already handed over without even noticing. All right. And that's the part that hits the hardest. I don't know if anybody's asked that question yet. How much control are we handing over without noticing when it comes to all our gadgets, right? So how much of our freedom do we give away simply because it's convenient? At the end of the day, Mercy is a movie, right? But it's also a mirror showing us, what could happen if we don't pay attention, if we don't, ask questions, if we don't stay aware. And maybe that's why I love movies like this, because they make, my brain spin, they make my spirit alert, and they make me wonder what kind of world we're building for the next generation. So if the future is being shaped right now, what role are we playing, all right, in shaping it? So give me 1 second. I'm about to share this video with y'all. Oh, I hate when this drone takes me out from where I'm at. Everything gets all discombobulated. What the hell? Oh, here we go.
Imagine walking into a courtroom where the judge isn't human. The prosecution, the defense, even the decision-making process are all powered by artificial intelligence. I know, it kind of sounds like a Black Mirror episode, but stick with me.
It is. We actually live in Black Mirror.
Never see AI in the judge's chair. We're already seeing transformation take place behind the scenes. AI and data, we have to talk about data, are quietly transforming the legal profession, especially for attorneys. What if AI could handle the data so attorneys could focus on what truly matters, advocating for our clients? Attorneys didn't get into the legal profession because we want to be buried in documents. We got into it because we want to help people solve their problems. I'm an attorney who actually really loves data. I'm an e-discovery attorney, and we sit firmly at the intersection of litigation, data, and technology so parties can exchange evidence before trial. We manage increasing volumes of data and leverage AI and machine learning to manage that data. And if you've never heard of an e-discovery attorney before, trust me, you are not alone. Those of us who work in e-discovery often refer to each other as being residents of the island of misfit toys.
Let me pause her real quick. All right, and just say this. All right. I've been doing my own, I've been doing my research, real research, not that TikTok university nonsense. And let me tell you something. All right. This whole idea of AI lawyers and AI robots, AI judges, AI lawyers and stuff like that, didn't just pop up yesterday. Folks think that, this is brand new. Like somebody just invented this idea last week. Nah, this conversation been brewing since the 1960s and 70s. Back when computers were, how can I say, the size of refrigerators, all right? Real shit. And could barely spell their own name. People were already dreaming about machines that could, argue cases and interrupt laws. So why does it feel like the future always, starts way earlier than we realize? Back then it was all a theory, just nerds in labs imagining, what might be possible one day. But by the 1980s, things started shifting. All right. That's when the first expert, how can I say, systems came out. These weren't full-blown AI lawyers, all right? They were, how can I say, like the ancestors, all right? The great grandparents of tech, all right, we got right now. They could search documents, analyze patterns, and help lawyers find information faster. Like, nothing crazy yet, huh? How here's my question. How do we go from simple tools to machines that can practically think for themselves? But we know the answer to that, right? They give us the answer in the Matrix, don't they? I don't know. Maybe I could be tripping.
My husband, no idea what I do, and we've been married for over 20 years.
Oh, she's been married to her husband and she don't have no idea? Damn.
Often refer to each other as being residents of the island of misfit toys. My husband, no idea what I do, and we've been married for over 20 years.
Oh wow! Now he knows.
The profession is drowning in data. Attorneys spend countless hours sifting through information instead of focusing on drafting and crafting legal strategies or connecting with their clients. It's important to remember that the legal profession rests on two core scales, the law and facts. Attorneys identify facts and persuasively apply them to the law.
Thank you,
Looking back
blessings.
25 years ago, finding
Blended
facts meant
racheal.
rifling through boxes of paper documents. But today, those boxes are bytes, but terabytes. Documents start at millions of documents, and then we expand that out to tens of millions of pages. One of my earliest projects that I worked on started with 10 million documents. After 6 months of hundreds of attorneys, all of us working 80 to 100-hour weeks straight, we finally got that down to about 1 million documents. By the time we got to trial, we were laser focused on a small number of a few hundred key documents. As you're probably picking up on, the stakes are significant when it comes to the law and data. Delayed justice occurs as cases drag on for years. There's skyrocketing costs for clients as they pay for hosting data and attorney review time. There's also attorney burnout as attorneys spend their days and nights and weekends reviewing documents instead of advocating for their clients. Here's where AI changes everything. First of all, let's be clear, robot judges and robot lawyers are not coming to take our job away. Instead, AI serves as an indispensable legal assistant to help us manage the overwhelming data burden. When AI finds relevant documents and facts more efficiently, attorneys get something invaluable. We get time to craft persuasive legal arguments, time to connect with our clients, time to kick back and maybe relax with our family too. And the benefits of AI don't just end with my experiences.
Let me pause you right here. And I have to, for those of you wondering, I have to give my commentary. But see, listen, the legal world has always been slow to change, right? They still use fax machines for, like, listen, man, they use fax machines for crying out loud, all right? But technology don't wait for nobody, all right? It kept evolving. It kept growing, kept learning. And before we knew it, AI wasn't just helping lawyers, all right? It was doing things lawyers used to, charge thousands for, drafting documents, predicting cases, outcomes, all right, and sorting evidence. So what happens when a machine starts doing the job better than the people trained for it? What happens then? And let's be real, all right? The legal system is complicated as hell. Half the time, even the lawyers don't understand, what's going on. So the idea of a machine stepping in, analyzing millions of cases in seconds and spitting out answers, that sounded like magic back then. All right. Now it's what? Sunday, right? And we got AI it's Saturday. Shit, I'm skipping a day ahead. Psh, get it together, Ray. It's fucking damn. I want a day ahead. It's Saturday, right? And we got AI that can read faster than any human, all right? Any human. Remember, everything and never gets tired, all right? Or emotional. So is that efficiency or is that the beginning of losing control? All right. So AI has been around. Like I said, AI has been, I think, I want y'all to go do your own research, all right? I got my little notes right here. It started off in the 60s. All right. They started talking about it 60s, 70s. Then in the 80s, all right, they started, really throwing stuff at us. Let's put it like that. All right. That's the best way I can go, and say it. How can I say that? That's the best way I can go about it and say it. All right.
AI can also help stress courts manage overwhelming dockets. Public defenders with way too many clients and not enough resources. Self-represented litigants navigate complex legal systems, and marginalized communities understand their legal rights. But AI
what?
has its limits. It is not this magic wand that you can wave and instantly solve all your problems. You have to work at it. You have to set it up for success. It needs instructions, guidelines, and validation. It's an iterative process. The legal profession should proactively manage how we integrate AI into our profession. Instead of fearing AI, we should embrace it as a tool that enhances our expertise.
Really?
We're already starting to see generative AI summarize complex documents, draft fact chronologies, and develop witness interview questions in minutes rather than days.
Okay,
When
and
AI handles the data, attorneys can focus on what truly matters.
so listen, let the AI continue to handle the data and let the humans interact with humans. It's that simple. Let them, analyze and do what they got to do with the data. Boom, 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 boom. Make it easier for the judges, make it easier for the lawyers and all that stuff. And let the lawyers and the judges do their job, what they get paid for, the right way, hopefully. And get rid of these corrupted ass judges we got out here and the lawyers and whatever. Listen, man, y'all get my point. Snap.
Human connection. By rebalancing those scales of law and facts, we won't just become better and more efficient lawyers. We'll serve better justice for all.
De verdad. Let me find this Papa Duck video real quick. Here we go. Man, these commercials. Bye-bye.
See, they fooled you too. Now they control us.
Welcome to the year 2100, where
All right, here we go. Now, y'all heard what she was saying, right? But here's where, it gets interesting. All right. The shift from expert systems to machine learning. That's when AI stopped being a calculator, all right? It started being a student. It didn't just store information, all right? It learned from it. It adapted, it improved. And once you give it how can I say, once you give a machine, all right, the ability to learn, you open a door you can't close. Right? That's when AI stopped being a tool and started becoming a partner. So what happens, when the partner starts knowing more than the master? Right? And the link is down there for, who wants to, really chop it up about this, who, got a little more input about this than a shorty does. We could really, have a little conversation about this. But let's check out what Papa Duck has to say.
First they helped us, but now they control us. Check.
welcome to the year 2100, where the AI taken over the control of human life. The streets are silent, and the machines now decide who gets to breathe. AI didn't arrive with a warning. Oxygen is now a monthly plan. Food falls from drones like Mercy, and clean water, that's only for the obedient. No prayers, no voices, just machines watching. Jobs gone, replaced by glowing towers that never blink. They took our breath first, oxygen sold in bags. If your ID fails, you don't breathe. Food falls.
That should remind you of Total Recall. Kind of like, you know, how the movie Mercy that I was just talking about right now with the AI judges kind of reminds me of Total Recall.
By glowing towers that never blink. They took our breath first, oxygen sold in bags. If your ID fails, you don't breathe. Food falls from the sky, tasteless, cold and synthetic. AI rations, 1 packet per day, unless you disobey. First, they helped us. Then, they replaced us. Now, they rule us.
Yo, what's happening? It's your boy Papa Duck back with another video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Go to ubuntuapparel.com. Like I tell y'all, man, thank y'all so much. I don't know how much y'all are helping me with this journey. If you're on YouTube, go right below, click one of the shirts. It's more products on the site there too. And also double salute to all my monthly subscribers, my monthly members. Thank y'all so much. Now, that video I just showed you is very important. I mean, very important. If you've been living long enough, you would know that there was a movie that came out, I think, in like 1990.
Total Recall.
And it was called Total Recall, that Arnold Schwarzenegger played, right? And on that movie, they showed where they was charging people to breathe air. And when the people was trying to rebel, they cut the air off. And they damn near killed them. And if I remember correctly, they was actually on another planet or some shit like that. But it was in the 90s. Bro, I'm telling y'all, moving forward, they are telling you exactly what is going to happen. All this AI shit you see, AI this, AI that, man, AI is helping us now, but going to be controlling us later.
Man, ain't no moving forward. Listen, man, they've been doing this, and you've been talking about it, Papa Duck. Like, ain't no moving forward, man. We in the Jetsons era. We've been in that era for a minute, all right? Since the 60s, all right? The 60s, all right? They started coming up and having these conversations about this, all right? Scientists, doctors, lawyers, all these people that can come together and try to, you know, figure a way how to make this AI thing work, right? Which wouldn't be a bad idea, right? But it's kind of like, I'm not going to sit here and lie. It's kind of like we're trying to be gods again, because now we're trying to create, right? We're starting off with you know, well, we already got the damn robots with the skins and stuff like that. People could already sit here and have, you know, sex with real looking artificial robots. Like, shit. Like they look real. Like, according to people, when they touch it, it feels real. Like, that's the wildest part. I'm looking at the screen like, yeah, it looks real. But when it starts moving, like you hear the little mechanical stuff, it's like, that's not real. And even if it was, it's kind of like, it's not the same, because it's like you seen somebody, right? You buried somebody. All right, you watched them, you could put underground. But now you got somebody that looks like that person. You see where I'm coming from? Like, for those that, you know how they talk about transferring the human conscience. Have they done it? I'm not sure. Could they? I don't know. They talk about it so much in all these movies. I have a feeling they probably do. But I allegedly, all right. Watch what I'm saying. But like I was saying earlier, right? Like, how can I say that? You know what? Here we go. Okay. When you do your research, right, it says the idea of using artificial intelligence, right, in the legal profession began to take shape in the 1950s and 1960s. Although the practical AI lawyer and machine-proven providing legal advice or drafting documents didn't emerge until decades later, right? While the early pioneers sought to use logic-based systems to model legal arguments in the 1960s, the concept of AI lawyers, as we understand them today, software that interacts with clients to provide legal solutions, surfaced strongly around 2015 to 2016 with the advancement of robot lawyers. All right. The early foundations of this started off in 1956. The term artificial intelligence was coined at a Dartmouth conference, leading to early interest in using computers to model legal rules. Then in the 60s to the 80s, this era, known for knowledge representation, involved early rules-based based attempts to model legal arguments in ways that computers could understand. In the 80s was the rise of expert systems, like I was just talking about, based on if-then logic rules aimed at simulating the decision-making ability of a human. Oh, snap. So since the 80s, they've been talking about that. You know what's crazy? I don't know why they keep showing Terminator and Matrix here. What the fuck is going on? Anyways, it says in 1993, Westlaw launched WIN. Westlaw is natural, the first search engine for legal research that allowed queries in plain sight rather than complex codes, a foundational step for AI research tools. Then in the early 2000s, AI began to be used for e-discovery, allowing software to identify concepts and document rather than just keywords. And it just keeps going, all right? It just keeps going. So I want y'all to go do y'all research on this, all right? But I'm going to let Papa Duck talk for a minute.
Skynet, that was in the, y'all might can help me. It was in one of the movies.
Skynet was in Terminator.
Called Skynet. But Skynet was in that movie, the where they sent down the drones and the robots to
Terminator, Matrix,
to go find the resistance or the people that rebelled. That's a real fucking company in real life.
Is it?
It's called Skynet.
Hold on.
They put this shit in movies, bro. I can't remember.
Hold on. Is Skynet a real company in real life? Oh. What's the difference? Hold on, wait a minute. AI, you gotta do better. This is very contradictory, all right? Skynet is not a real-life, self-aware AI company that controls military weapons as depicted in the Terminator movies. However, the name is used in real life for several different entities, including a government surveillance program, a Chinese surveillance network, and a private IT and private IT companies. Dude, what's the That's the reason why they use these companies, so they could do what they had to do. That's why the military wanted to gain, no. Maybe I misunderstood Terminator wrong, but it says NSA, and it's part of NASA at that. Skynet, it kind of makes Skynet program surveillance. The U.S. National Security Agency, NASA, has a real surveillance program called Skynet. According to documents leaked in 2014. The program analyzes massive amounts of communication data and full metadata to track the location and activities of suspected terrorists. He doing more than that. I think I'm gonna have to get out this page before I get in trouble. But it's out here. It's already public. Y'all would have to wipe this out of Google and Yahoo and all these damn search engines. Like, what the hell? Wait a minute. Then they got Chinese Skynet, right? China operates a massive real-time surveillance network dubbed Skynet. What the fuck? Wait a minute. So both America, y'all partners in real life on the low? My trip, y'all partners on the low. Listen, what the fuck? And is located in Taiwan, designed to attack citizens, identify jaywalkers, and hunt down suspects using facial recognition technology. What the fuck? Skynet Innovations. You know what? I think I'm gonna get out this page. You know what? Continue to talk, Papa Duck. Continue to talk. Man, no, I'm more curious now. I'll be back to you, boo. Hold on one second. I gotta read this. See, man, look. All right, it says Skynet Innovations. There is a legitimate US-based IT company called Skynet Innovations, which provides managed IT services and cybersecurity, founded in 2008. Skynet Worldwide Express Logistics. This is a real international courier and express logistics company. UK military satellites. Britain Ministry of Defense operates a space-based communication system called. Get the you know what? Y'all are partners on the low. I'm done. Go ahead, boo. You can talk, because I'm going to get me in trouble. Talk. Go ahead. Talk. Your turn. Talk.
With the name of the movie, maybe y'all know it, put it in the comments, man.
It's
but
Terminator.
It's a real company. And I'm telling y'all, moving forward, our children are going to school, being put in a position where they're just passing them. They're not learning shit. And that's only to make them unemployable, meaning they are not going to be able to be employed, only to a certain degree. Now, the robots that's coming in, they'll be able to work those robots or to be able to supervise them or overlook them, but that's it. They don't want you or your kids to learn these skills. So what they're doing, they're dumbing down society to where we aren't going to have the right education to operate in a society where we can make money. No, they're replacing us with robots, and pretty soon robots are going to replace us entirely, and it's over.
Hold on, wait a minute. I'm just still stuck on how the Skynet is what rules or controls all our data. I'm still stuck on that. Listen, I ain't gonna deny the fact I'm still stuck on that right now. My mind is right now doing, how can I say, hula hoops right now in the gym. Like it's bouncing on the little pole doing gymnastics. All right. Right now I'm learning how to, stand on one hand upside down on the pole. Like shit, what in the world is going on? I didn't know that my brain could sit here and turn into a pretzel like this and turn into an infinity sign. Like, hold up, wait a minute. It's like you brought me back to the beginning of the goddamn loophole. Snap. Dude, don't do this to me, man. Like, you got me over here now. I didn't want to dive down on more rabbit holes, man. Right? OMG. And now we're in the era of generative AI. All right. That's the kind that can write, argue, analyze, and debate and create the kind that can mimic human reasoning without actually being human. The kind that can draft legal briefs, summarize cases, and even suggest strategies. All right. It's not a lawyer, but it's doing lawyer level work. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. And that's where the line starts getting kind of blurry for me, right? So how long before the line disappears completely? I don't know, man. That's a question we go. No, you got the same question. I think that's a question we can only answer for ourselves. Like, people keep saying AI will never replace lawyers. Baby, please. Baby, listen. Welcome to the Jetsons, all right? We in there. AI already replaced half the, tax lawyers used to, brag about. The only thing it can't do is, how can I say, fee? It can't charge. And the legal system ain't, how can I say, exactly known, for its emotional intelligence, right? Anyways, the truth is AI is becoming a bigger part of the courtroom every year. Not as a judge, not as a jury, but as the invisible brain behind the scenes. So if AI is already shaping decisions, how long before it starts making them? Real shit. It's like some people, like in the movie when the judge was telling, the other officers and stuff like that, they move like this, like if they were, about to get in trouble. Because it's like, all right, that AI has the power and the access to push any button and say, boom, do this. And until they take control, right, it's going to be havoc being caused. But maybe I'm tripping. I'm a little, I'm diving too many rabbit holes right now, trying to connect a couple of dots that maybe don't even exist yet. So let me, get out the future real quick and come back into the present real quick. But people don't even understand, man. All right. Like, listen, y'all don't even get it. Y'all don't understand. All right. Y'all know Stephen King was a genius. I'm not going to sit here and lie. That's why you got other creators doing what they're doing. Like the creators of From and the Institute. Yo, I ain't going to sit here and lie. Like, listen, the It universe is crazy how it parallels around, the Dark Tower, right? And like this world is the same thing. People don't even understand. All right. Now, when you want to go by science and stuff like that, right? And you go back into history and all this shit, right? Well, according to some of them, right? Some of these scientists, right? They say that the past, the present, right? And the future is all connected. It's like I'm right here in the present, but I could be feeling something from probably the past, right? and somehow see in the future because it's something that I'm probably working on. Listen, I don't even know how to put it into words. I'm sounding even crazier than what I am right now. All right, but listen, man, that's how shorty is. There she goes, man. Look, listen. Listen, I don't know. I was meant to be a detective. I'm telling y'all, people don't understand. I took the wrong path. I should have really went and became a freaking detective. I should have started off with special victims and then went on up. Real shit. Because I love connecting dots. And I don't think I'm far off. All right. Kind of like, when people was like, I don't know who I was talking to the other day. And they was like, I don't think our brains are connected. I was like, well, then if we're in a simulation, right, when you really look at it, right, and they connect them to, when you go to the hospital, right, they do, they test you for the sleep apnea and all that stuff, right? Let's take it, let's take it there, right? They can actually see the signs and all that of what, when you're dreaming, when you're not dreaming, your brain activity, all that. What's crazy is, right, the energy around us is what really, feeds this earth, right? I mean, Mother Nature takes care of us. It takes care of its own. But people, listen, that's a whole nother conversation, all right? But I think there's a, when you go in, like when you really go diving down the rabbit holes, connecting these dots, I wouldn't put it past a lot of these, what they hide behind the labels of theory, right? Conspiracy theory at that. And that's why I say that if a conspiracy theory has been proven true, why do they still hide it behind the label of a conspiracy theory? Like if it wasn't true, then they make movies about these things that are happening around us, right? Behind the scenes, like what we don't know what happens, the decisions that get made behind our backs while we're distracted with the movies, right? The entertainment in the movies, not the messages, the entertainments in the movies, right? While we're distracted by the music and by the chaoses that are being, how can I say, caused around us within our own communities. But I could be tripping.
There it is. Now I'm telling you what it is. You can see that shit happening right now because I told y'all, robots are not hiring humans. That shit sound crazy on them. It only sounds crazy because the people that's doing this shit are some of the most stupidest, demonic, weird fucking people in the world. Like I told y'all,
shout out to Uncle L.
These companies down. Fuck all this. Oh, everything's evolving.
Facts.
I don't believe in evolution. You know why? Because everything that's perfect is already perfect. I don't believe in that shit. Air can't get no cleaner. It's only going the opposite. And they're making sure that our air is full of toxins, metals, and all this shit so that it falls in our system and then they can control us through the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5G. Get it. Y'all get it. Y'all got it. I'm telling y'all, bro. These are some sick ass demonic people, bro. What is it for these people who want to control everything and everybody on earth? And they've been doing this shit for centuries. I told y'all, bro. I've been telling y'all from day one, bro, what is going on. And that's what's happening. And it's sad. Because our children are gonna be tsunami through this shit.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? Let's imagine 30 years from now, bro. 10 years from now. It's over, bro. It's a done motherfucking deal. And I'm telling y'all right now, they've been putting this shit in movies. We see this shit every day. People are getting fired every day.
And he not lying. And that's why, I say this when I look at movies like Mercy and I look at the history of AI, right, in the legal world, I don't see, how can I say coincidence? Listen, make sure y'all go to Amazon, all right, and check out that movie Mercy, all right. I think it was done from it was produced by Amazon and MGM, if I'm not mistaken. All right. But go check it out. All right. Listen, I don't see coincidence when I see these things, all right? The messages within these movies, all right? Total Recall, all that. Like, and I'm about to watch Total Recall again because I haven't seen that movie since 2000 and I think the last two times I saw it was 2003, if I'm not mistaken. And then again, I saw it in 2013 or 2014. That was the last two times I saw Total Recall, for real. And I'm about to watch that John again. Now that I watched Mercy, I'm going to be like, baby daddy, I want to watch Total Recall. Come sit down. All right, let's fall back, chill. I need some more. I think this is a special occasion. We're going to get some Jack Daniels, all right? So, listen. Once again, I don't see coincidence. I see a timeline. I see a progression. How can I say, a slow march toward something we ain't fully ready for. And maybe that's why these movies hit so hard, because they're not predicting the future. All right. They're reflecting the path we're already on. All right. Total Recall was saying that because, like I said earlier, right? And if y'all if y'all remember what I was saying earlier in the live, right? They started talking about this, right? The whole conversation, the idea, all right, came about in the early 1950s, all right, to the late 1970s. Then in the 80s and 90s, like that, boom, the computers and all that stuff, like, boom, came out. Everybody, listen, it's hard to break down, but y'all get exactly what I'm trying to say, all right? Like, the real question is this: are we preparing for the future, or is the future preparing us? All right, that's the real question. Are we preparing for the future? Or is the future preparing us?
Artificial intelligence, because they're trying to replace humans with robots. They're not thinking about what God's saying. We the only ones that'll get on our knees, and we'll pray to the same and pray the same way that these same people who doing this to us told us to pray. That's crazy. Your oppressor can't be your savior all in one.
Facts.
So what I'm telling y'all is this, and I'm trying to be respectful of everybody and what they believe and don't believe. Just use common sense. It doesn't matter what you believe at this point. Use your common sense. And when it's time to pull that trigger, long we're on the same side, you pulling that trigger, man, I would not look at you no differently because you worship this and worship that. We all have one common motherfucking enemy, and we must identify that. And that video I just showed you, go back and watch it. You're going to see what I'm telling y'all. This is exactly what's happening. This is exactly what they put in these movies, because they have to tell you what is coming to massage that shit into your mental. So when that shit come, it don't seem so alienated, or it doesn't seem like out of this world. No, nigga, they've been prepping you since a child. That movie, Total Recall, came out in 1990.
Facts. It did. It came out in the 90s, all right? That's why I watched it in the late 90s. You hear me? You saw the 2 times I mentioned the last time I watched that movie, right? All right, listen. See, when people talk about AI lawyers today, they act like this is some brand new idea, all right, that popped up out of nowhere. But nah, all right, this thing got roots, deep roots, back in the 1950s and 60s, before half our parents were even born. All right, researchers were already trying to figure out how to make computers think about laws. All right, they were using math formulas, logics, all right, models in early computers that looked like they belonged in a sci-fi lab. All right, they weren't building robots. All right, they were building the blueprint. So why do we always act shocked by the future when the foundation, laid? The foundation was laid decades ago. Let's put it like that. All right. Hopefully I said it right saying it that way. Look, listen. Then you got the 70s. All right. The 70s hit, and that's when things got real. All right. That's when Lexi launched. All right. In 1973, if I'm not mistaken. I want y'all to go do your own research. All right. The first time lawyers could search, legal database without flipping through dusty books, all right, like they were in a, Hogwarts library, all right. Juries came around that time too, if I'm not mistaken. And certainly computers weren't just calculators, all right. They were research partners. This was the moment the legal world started shifting from paper to pixels. So how do we go from computers can help us, to computers might replace us? Start thinking. All right, because by the 80s, the game changed again. Expert systems came in. All right, these early AI programs that used, if then logic to mimic humans, right? You seen the Terminator, Matrix, all these movies have like these type of robots in them. All right, like what's crazy is all of them. Are programs that use the if-then logic, all right, to mimic human decision making, right? They weren't perfect, but they were, groundbreaking. They could analyze rules, apply logic, and how can I say spit out conclusions, all right? Conclusions like a juror, like a, how can I say, not like a juror, like a junior lawyer, right? Like a junior lawyer who never needed coffee. Real shit. Like a junior lawyer who never needed coffee or sleep at all. Like, listen, my mind right now is going in circles. I'm telling y'all, my mind is in the gym right now. All right, it's learning how to do pretzels. Baby daddy, don't worry, I'm gonna be able to be flexible again soon. Don't worry. My head is fucking making cartwheels right now. Like, this was the first time machines started acting like they had opinions, yo. Like, I want y'all to really go do some research, all right? Like, I want y'all to do it for yourselves. Don't just go by what I'm saying, all right? Like, my question is, so what happens when a machine starts thinking in ways that look a little too human? All right, like they show us time after time in all these movies, even in Mercy. All right, the officer that was in the chair being accused of unaliving his wife, right? He was the one that created the idea. All right, the Mercy program. He was according, it came from his noggin, right? So it's crazy how, little by little he started breaking the machine, and it looked like the machine was about to start crying. Like it was, it was doing more than just comprehending. Like it was starting to catch feelings, emotions, like it was starting to feel bad for him. But see, maybe I'm tripping, all right? But back on topic. Then, the 2000s rolled in and technology said, let me show you something, all right? You had machine learning, all right? Like listen, the machine learning started taking over, all right? AI wasn't just following rules anymore, right? It was learning from data. It was studying patterns, predicting outcomes, and improving itself, right? It wasn't your grandmother's expert system. It was the beginning of an AI that could evolve. So how do you control something that's designed to outgrow its own limits? This is not something that's brand new, all right? We've been in the Jetsons era for the longest. That's why why do y'all think they did the crossover of the Flintstones and the Jetsons? We are the motherfucking Flintstones, god damn it, when y'all gonna figure that shit out. Shit, we the Flintstones. Damn. And it's crazy that in the same cartoons, the Flintstones, Mickey Mouse, and all that, they instilled racism and all that. To put that in our heads, we've been learning about racism since the day we was fucking born, since they put these goddamn cartoons in our faces. All right. And I didn't start realizing that until I got older and really listening to the songs that were being taught, the lullabies and all this shit. Like, damn. But you know what? I could be tripping. So once again, how do you control something that's been designed to grow its own limits?
Talked about charging us for air. Something God put here for all us. Oh, I say, bro, we got to wake the fuck up, people. Double salute to all the people that has woken up. Thank y'all. Double salute to all the people that see past color now. Double salute to all the people that see the big plot. Thank y'all for waking up.
OG.
I will give y'all flowers right now. Because a lot of people, before we got into this information age, they didn't know no fucking better. You feel me? Until the same people that's oppressing black people start oppressing them. Now it's clear black people ain't your problem.
Think about that.
I've been saying it for the longest. A lot of people knew that for the longest, but when you living in this world and you getting different perks and amenities because it colors your skin and stuff like that, you tend to like overlook that shit until your ass become on the motherfucking barbecue grill just like everybody else is. And now you see they food.
That's some real shit. I'm gonna rewind it back a couple seconds. Watch The End of Days. I'm definitely about to watch that. I think I've seen that movie once. I can't remember. So I'm definitely about to watch it again. So I'm gonna definitely watch that. OG says common sense isn't common sense. Wait, common sense isn't common sense. AI took it away. Yo, you ain't lying, man. The way we stick these robots in front of our kids, man. We got CP3 in the building. Blessings, blessings. Welcome to the live CP3. Listen, there's a lot going on, yo. Aye. Man, if StreamYard don't stop playing with me, yo, y'all going to Mars. I'm staying here out there. I ain't gonna listen. Mars is on Earth. And before y'all say I'm crazy, go search it up. The same way the goddamn moon was a hoax. Listen. I was stuck on stupid when I was watching this shit, reading the stuff I'm saying, like, you know what? If nobody paid attention, man, the same dude that said travel to the moon by himself, right, took a picture in front of himself with, himself putting the flag. I guess the camera was in, in midair saying, say cheese. First man landed on the moon. He took the picture by himself. All right. While the camera was, listen, this motherfucker had Casper the Friendly Ghost with him up there. I'm telling you. He must have had Casper the Friendly Ghost holding the goddamn camera of him planting that goddamn, you know what? I'm going to shut the fuck up before I get in trouble again. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm a good girl. All right. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. Hold up.
Yeah. Check the frequency. This isn't just a broadcast. It's a lifeline for the ones in the corners, the ones in the classrooms, and the ones on the curb. Writers for life, we're live. Yeah. I'm walking through the architecture of a forgotten dream, of the bricks of North Philly holding echoes in the steam. I'm a student of the pavement, a scholar of the block, setting up the mic while the city starts to rock. We dive down the rabbit holes, chasing ghosts of the past, building bridges out of history, making sure the lessons last. It's more than just a podcast, more than digital air. It's a map for the lost, showing someone actually cares. We're excavating truth from the dust and the grime, translating the struggle one sentence at a time. We're writing the future on the walls of today, chasing the shadows, clearing the way, from the street to the booth, from the dark to the light. We're the voice of the neighborhood, brightest for life. Yeah, we're teaching the river, we're showing the right, keeping them dreaming through the heart of the night. Look, I see the youth standing at the edge of the glass, see the traps being set, waiting for the moments to pass. I tell them put the steel down, pick the platinum pin up. The world is a heavyweight, but you gotta keep your chin up. We go from Kensington to South, exploring every vein, trying to find an antidote to wash away the pain. Right from wrong, it ain't a lecture, it's a conversation. Investing in the spirit of a brand new generation. We're mentors in the booth, we're brothers in the street, putting wisdom in the lyrics and heart inside the beat. If we save just one, then the mission was a win. Stop the cycle of the ghost before the tragedy begins. Stop the cycle of the ghost before the tragedy begins. Yeah. We're writing the future on the walls of today, chasing the shadows, clearing the way, from the street to the booth, from the dark to the light. We're the voice of the neighborhood, writers for life. Yeah, we're teaching the rhythm, we're showing the right, keeping them dreaming through the heart of the night. It's about more than the views, it's about the soul of the city. Get the kids off the corner, put the vision in their hands, study the history so you don't repeat the mistakes. Writers for life. We see you, we hear you. Philadelphia, stand up, rock.
Hold up, wait a minute. So my OG says go listen to what Buzz says in the interview. Wait, Buzz who? Buzz Lightyear? You want me to watch Toy Story? I'm confused. I know two people made it to the moon, but according to history, it wasn't even at the same time. Them two people that made it to the moon. All right, it's like they trying to get us to believe that how can I say that one of our ancestors were freaking gorillas? Like, then tell me why the gorillas in our time can't talk and can't do none of this. Like, you telling me that an actual human went and had sex with a goddamn gorilla, and boom, they made a baby? You see my point? It's kind of like, yeah, I mean, I've seen it, I've read. That's why I be so deep into these books, man. I be so deep into the books, I be so deep into the videos, and then I question, and I was like, shit has taken me so far back to these tablets, these, how can I say, everything. Like, everything I've talked to Word on his panel before, like it's still popping up. And it's like I tell people, man, everything leads, all the secrets that we want to know about the world, all right, everything goes back to the back. All right. And I feel as though, me personally, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. All right. They ain't make it out no firmament. All right. Ain't nobody make it out the goddamn firmament. That's why they keep trying to shoot rockets out in space and shit like that. All right. They trying to see if they can make it out. But when in reality, right, they leading us that way when we should be focused down. We should be focused underwater. All right. Like, even when you go and look at certain things that, they discover, right, which already been out there in reality, but we haven't really paid attention to. All right. They leads back to the Vatican, the secrets and all that shit. All right. It shows you. Like, listen. That's why I was like, I get where people coming from. I really do. I understand each and every one of y'all. Like, these interviews, I've sat down, I've watched them. But you talking about Buzz Albert. Albert. I said his name right. He said, go watch Buzz. I'm like, wait, you want me to go watch Buzz Lightyear? I'm over here like, okay, wait a minute, OG. I've seen all the Toy Stories. Which Toy Story you? I'm like, wait, Buzz Lightyear did an interview? I was like, wait, that's a cartoon character. Yo, old head had me over here like, wait, what? He threw me to a damn cartoon, a Disney movie. Like, shit. Y'all going to give the machines emotions too. I mean, listen, if you peep, they got us training the machines when we use these apps, right? YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all of them got that app. Whereas we're training the AI machine, all right, with everything that we're doing. And half the people don't even know to take the option off on their settings. It's there. Like, these machines are learning through what we do, what we upload, what we say, how we interact, how we behave. That's why y'all heard me say earlier, we are teaching these machines. That's why I turned it a little biblical earlier. Like, and if somebody gets offended, that's not my intention. So listen, if what I say offends you, look, the door's right there. Just make sure the doorknob doesn't hit you with a good Lord split you. All right. Like I was saying it earlier, right? Like, when you look at these machines, right, especially the ones, the robots that they want to transfer the human conscience and stuff like that, all right? And if they did find a way to transfer the human conscience into a machine, right? Now, all you're doing is, in reality, creating what? A human with no soul, all right? Because everything in this machine is replicating the human body, but one thing it cannot replicate is your spirit. Yeah, so they may be able, to have found a way, all right? Let's say they found a way to transfer the human conscience. All right. This machine is still soulless. That's why I was like, when people have lost their loved ones and they go to that, and I've heard, that there's millionaires out there spending millions and millions of dollars on that. All right. Just so they can still keep their loved one. I was like, but it still won't be the same. You've seen this person, get buried. All right. Like, I can go about this in so many ways. You see where I'm coming from? That's why I was like, all this that I'm saying today are just opinions. Go watch Man with Robin Williams. You're going to need Jack to watch that movie. I think I've seen that movie before, but I'm definitely going to see it again. I am not prehistoric. I've seen that already. Why is it taking me back to them old messages? That's evolution theory. Yeah, I got Instagram. My Instagram link is shout out to my OG. He just dropped the link down below. Did you see Transformers: Dark Side of the Moon? He's in that movie. I think I gotta see that movie. And if I did, I think I seen it with my baby pops. But since it was an action movie, sometimes I go to sleep through action movies. All right, like the message ain't coming through a horror movie. Like when it's a horror movie or it's a suspense thriller movie, I'll be like this. Action movies, I'll be like, unless it's a lot of, how can I say, a slasher movie with some action in it. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it ain't enough. It ain't enough blood and gore in this shit. But yeah, I gotta watch it. That's a fact. You don't have life without a soul. But I think I'm gonna sit down. My baby pops has the whole collection of Transformers. He loves Transformers, so I'm gonna tell him to pop that movie on and watch it. So facts. You don't have life without a soul, and that's what I'm saying. It's like when people want to hit the Bible, right? When they want to hit any Bible, even the Ethiopian Bible, right? And I like to go back to the Ethiopian Bible. Y'all notice, like, if y'all been watching me for a while, I always go all the way back to the first Bible. Why? Because it makes more sense. All right. I've never, I never believed in that, take a rib from the man to make the woman. No. All right. I spoke on it the last time. Like, listen, it's side by side. Shalah, I think it's the way the Hebrew word says, it's side. So it's like in the beginning, when you even take it back to that, in the beginning, right? I feel as though he made hermaphrodites. He made Adam and Eve in one. See where I'm coming from? A human with two heads. If you look at it, kind of comparing it to, a two-headed dragon, right? Then, the second Adam, boom, that's when they, separated them. You see where I'm coming from? And now, he hid her, something like that. Or was it the second Adam that bought her for? Because the first Adam hid her, something like that, right? Kept her a secret. And I guess, when the third Adam came about, listen, I'm not going to get into it right now because the topic is this. The topic is conspiracy theories, right? But it's more, aiming towards this AI judges, AI, the computers and all that. So let me get off the biblical real quick, the biblical topic. But y'all get my whole point by me saying that. I be trying to tell y'all I read, all right? I could be on the bus reading, all right? I'm in a car and I'm still trying to learn some shit. I love diving down rabbit holes, all right? I don't just talk about one theory. I talk about all of them, all right? It's to the point that, listen, once I'm able to relax, fall back and chill, and I get me some land and I got my own property, I don't got to worry about my kids. My spare time, I'm going to be like Inspector Gadget and Sherlock Holmes combined, all right, on some real shit. Y'all going to see my whole little woman cave, all right, surrounded with nothing but, little canvases, clues, history, rabbit hole dives and shit like that with little red lines and little pins connecting dots and shit. All right. Timelines everywhere. All right. I'm like that. I don't know what it is. I like it. I be having fun. I be trying to tell y'all I was meant to be a detective, but nobody want to listen to me.
You too. But double salute to everybody that has awoken from that. Because a lot of people still running with that same narrative that they think that because they white or they Latino or they whatever, that they better than other people when they clearly can't see that we're all under the same dictatorship. So double salute to y'all. Thank y'all, man. But y'all get y'all flowers, man. Thank y'all so much. And the rest of them who still running on that old narrative, y'all in the way. And if you're in the way of, I don't know how y'all feel, but if you're in the way of my livelihood, my kids, my family, if you're in the way of that, I'm going to handle you as I see accordingly. Because it doesn't take a rocket science to understand what the fuck is going on. It don't.
Thanks.
So go back and watch that video I just showed y'all, man. Double salute to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. We're going to keep on rocking. Share this video, and let's keep getting the word out there because I'm telling y'all, man, sooner or later, hopefully somebody can come together and hopefully, I mean like us, but I'm just saying, hopefully I can spark the minds of somebody else. I don't know, man, but we need to come together and build our own society, bro. Starting by education, not that school shit. Educating each other on how important it is for us to go buy land, for us to go and acquire what we need and pull people in little bit by little bit and slowly but surely turn this shit over, bro. Because as long as our children go into their schools, they're going to keep fooling our children, and our children are going to come right out here in society and fall right in line with the teachings that they've been taught. And they ain't going to know no better.
Facts.
They ain't gonna know no better, bro.
Some of them
And
are already doing
that's
it.
exactly what they're doing. And that's why they stop parents from parenting their children. You can't whoop them, you can't touch them, you can't do shit. But they can have your children brainwashed, which is way more usable for them than you. Think about that shit.
We've been talking about this for the past couple
days.
Boy
Papa Duck, man. I love y'all. Put your comments on the bottom of this video. And like I tell you all the time, in order for you to be found, you must first be
found.
Lost.
I mean, lost. I'm over here. See, I'm in La La Land. I need to get it together. All right, now, if y'all peep, all right, all this that I'm saying, if y'all been watching my past couple lives, all right, going down conspiracy theories, talking about, you know, all this that's happening around us, all right, y'all will understand exactly what I'm trying to say. All right, I've shown y'all videos. Listen, man. Yes, yesterday I was sitting here feeling like Isaac Newton. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I was looking at science books, science history. I'm like, oh my God. Like, wait a minute. I need to get my math up. Hold up. Wait a minute. I was in this bitch just like Isaac Newton, just trying to see if half this shit is true or not. Like, I'm telling you, like, y'all don't get it. Man, I was in this John diving down rabbit holes, man. But yeah, I just wanted to put this out here. Right? I really wanted to, you know, bring awareness on these two topics. All right, the AI robots and what's going on with people in their mental health. All right, and you know what's crazy? We're here now, and we're in the 2000s, right? We're in 2026 to be exact. All right, the era of generative AI, the era of, how can I say, Harvey AI, Lexus plus AI. All right, and tools that can, how can I say, draft contracts, analyze cases, summarize evidence, right? And write legal, how can I say, briefs like they want to, you know, how can I say, like they went to law school. But none of these robots went to law school. All right, like they're not replacing lawyers yet. All right, but they're replacing the grunt work, the foundation, the, how can I say, the stuff new lawyers used to learn from. But I could be wrong. All right. So if AI, right, is doing the, how can I say, the learning for us, what happens to the next generation of human experts? Like, the crazy part is, right, the history of AI in law, right, especially in the 70s and 80s, was full of experimentation, right? People were testing boundaries, pushing limits, trying to see how far computers can go, right? And every decade, right, the answer was the same. Farther than what, you know, farther than we expected. I think it was, you know, the phrase, right? Every time we thought we reached the limit, technology said, watch this. So why do we keep underestimating, you know, the very thing we keep building? So when I say AI lawyers aren't fully real yet, all right, that, how can I say, that there's no robot walking into court arguing cases, that's true. But the pieces, the tools, the system, all right, they've been in development, all right, for over half a century. And every year they get smarter, faster, all right, and more capable. The question isn't, will AI become part of, you know, the legal system? It already is. All right. The real question is, what happens next? So if this is the history, what does the future look like when, you know, the machine fully steps into the courtroom? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I could be asking, you know, messed up questions or wrong questions, but I feel as though those are the right questions to ask. All right. I don't know. I just been doing a lot of deep research on my little spare time. All right. When I'm in this genre, just writing, trying to put my poetry together. All right. Trying to, you know, write my book at the same time, trying to deal with business. Like, it's like my own little break time. And I just be in this genre, like, just exploring. All right. And maybe when maybe when I go to sleep, I probably, you know, how can I say, have outer body experiences, and I end up in, you know, the Philadelphia Library somewhere, sitting there just picking up books. That's how I end up with new books over here. So no, let me stop. Nah, I say that because I got my own little library over here, yo. I love ordering books, all right? So it's kind of like, you know, the libraries are all closed in Philadelphia. I wanted to take my daughter to the library the other day, and they was closed. All of them was closed. All of them were closed. I don't know why, but facts. That's another thing. People don't even know that, right? Like people think they own their kids, but they really don't. You have to go in front of a judge, you and the person that you had the kid with, to have, sole rights of your child. All right. And I learned that with my first child. All right. Like, that's why, the schools and DHS are able to get into your life so easy, because you don't really have rights over your kid. You have a birth certificate, right? You leave out the, hospital, right? You either go pick up the birth certificate or it gets mailed to you, right? But in reality, do y'all go in front of a judge claiming your child that you gave birth to? Nobody really does until they find out. All right. So that's true. I mean, listen, we don't really own nothing. Sometimes I wonder, like, when you do own land, do you really own that land? Right? But at least by owning your own land, you can create your own stuff, get more comfortable. All right. It's like, I'm gonna put it like this. All right. You getting some land. You can get you some land, right? If you're able to get you some land. All right, like I was saying the other day, like, man, listen, I can't wait. Like, if I could, like, listen, if I'm able to stack up enough bread within the next couple of years, I'm going to get me some land. All right. And I'm going to build me some houses there, each one for my kids. All right. And I'm going to tell my oldest son, like, hey, baby, you had your fun. You're out there. I know you're a Virgo. You love exploring, but mama wants you home. I feel safe. Listen, if you with somebody, you got your own crib. All right. Just come home. You see where I'm coming from? I'm like, listen, man, like, everything that I'm doing right now, from the books that I'm leaving behind, is going to be royalties that my kids will be able to use, right? Like, my businesses that they'll be able to continue, all right? Like, and expand from. So it's like, we gotta, how can I say? These are things that we gotta learn on our own. And some of us are taught by guidance, all right? Some of us learn because we got the proper guidance ahead of time. Like, that's why a lot of people that, are there in their 30s and their 20s, right? They be like, you don't behave your same age. You don't act your age. And it's because some of us are just old souls, all right? Trapped in a, how can I say? We're trapped in a modern scroll. That's all it is. Old souls trapped in a modern scroll. That's what some of us are. For real. But that's what that's all, that's what all I wanted to put out there for y'all, man. Ain't nobody hit that link. So I'm going to end this live. I'm not going to continue to talk to myself. Like I said, listen, man. Look at the previous lives and y'all will understand everything that a shorty is talking about. All right. Hold on 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second.
Welcome to Philly, baby. They call it Philadelphia. HP, baby, where shorty's blood runs deep in the pavement. She wasn't born here, but the streets did the raising. Straight from Ponce, Puerto Rico, that's the origin. Taino roots in the marrow, indigenous skin. Proclaiming the heritage, both lands in her veins. In the world where they're charging for the fail in the rain. But HP is the shorty's home, even when her heart bleeds. Watching the struggle grow like some poisonous weeds. Looking around, the shorty just lost in the maze. Questions in the dark, living life in the haze. Eagles on fire, everybody's offended. Screaming for a change while the cycle's extended. We try to break chains, try to reach for the goal, but the anger and the pride take a toll on the soul. Opinions.
All right, y'all. Listen. At the end of the day, everything we talked about tonight comes back to one thing. All right, awareness of your pain. All right, awareness of your circle, awareness of the world shifting under your feet. All right, while you blink. We went from grief to growth, from cutting off dead weight to protecting your peace. All right, from personal battles to the future of justice itself. And that's the crazy part. All of it is connected. Pain teaches you to see. All right. Loss teaches you to feel. Betrayal teaches you to choose wisely. In the world we living in is teaching us to pay attention, because the future ain't waiting for nobody. All right. We talked about grief, how, you know, how it hits like a wave, all right? How it breaks you open just to show you, you know, what's inside. We talked about the people who weaponize your pain, the ones who, you know, envy your strength, the ones who, you know, how can I say, pray for your downfall louder than louder than they pray for their own healing. All right. And we talked about walking away, all right, from all the noise, because your peace is too expensive to waste on people who can't afford it. All right. Then we dove down, we dove into, the rabbit holes. All right. The movies, the theories, the what ifs. Mercy, had me, not us. Had me questioning the whole damn system, all right? AI judges, AI lawyers, AI juries, a future where your fate sits in the hands of something that can't calculate your life, all right? But how can it could calculate your life, but it can't fill your humanity, all right? And when you look at the history, right? The 50s, the 70s, the 80s, the 2000s, the rise of chatbots in the era of generative AI, you realize this ain't fiction. This ain't fantasy. This is, how can I say, a timeline, a progression, a slow march towards a world where the line between human judgment and machine logic gets thinner every year. And that's why, conversations like this matter. All right. They matter because you can't fight what you don't understand. You can't prepare for what you refuse to see. You can't protect your mind if you're scared, if you're scared to question. All right. If you're scared to question the world around you. Like, tonight wasn't about fear. All right. It was about clarity. It was about looking at grief, at growth, at technology, at society, and saying, I see what's happening, and I'm not going to sleepwalk through it. So as we close this out, just remember this, all right? Your voice matters, your story matters, your awareness matters. Whether you're healing from loss or cutting off dead weight or trying, to make sense of the world, all right, that's changing faster than we can keep up. You're not crazy, right? You're not crazy for thinking deeper. You're awake. In a world, built of, how can I say, a belt built on destruction, all right? And distraction. Like, that alone makes you powerful, right? Like, this is your reminder to stay alert, stay grounded, stay human, and stay true, because the future is coming, all right? But so are you. And with that being said, man, guys, I hope all of y'all have a blessed and humble day. Continue to have a blessed and humble morning. I'm like, damn, is it afternoon yet? Nope, man. Continue to have a blessed and humble morning, man, and I'll see you on the next live. All right, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed the live. Oh, listen. And if you ain't become a member, make sure you do, because that's where all the new music is going to. All right, for the members only. And y'all will hear it on the lives, but all the music is going towards the members only. When I upload the videos and all that, it's going towards the members only.
In the silence of my pain, I wear a mask so bright. I laugh and I pretend, but it's a lonely fight. My heart is heavy, yeah, I'm choosing to smile, hoping someone sees the truth even for a while. I show up every day with the tears behind my eyes. Carry on like I'm fine, but it's all a disguise. Inside I'm breaking down, yeah, inside I cry. The weight of the sorrow hidden deep where I lie. I'm screaming silently for someone to see the pain that grips my soul. Come and set me free. If you see me smiling, no, it's just a guise beneath the surface where the storm of cries lies. The heart is praying for a sign, for someone to know it is, read between the lines. Yearning for a touch, a word to begin, to wash away the ache that's bubbling within. I laugh to cover up what won't ever subside. deep down in my spirit, there's nowhere left to hide. The hardest feeling in the world is this mask. Finding empathy is such a heavy task. Still I carry on, praying someone feels the weight before the silent screaming turns into my fate. I'm reaching out through the static and the noise, trying to find the strength, trying to find my voice. It's a heavy burden, this performance I play, counting down the minutes till the end of the day. Does anybody see me? Does anybody care? Or am I just a shadow in the empty air? Just know it's me. Beneath the grin, beneath the skin, storm is rising. Yeah. If you see me smiling tomorrow, just know it's still a fight. Still screaming silently, still waiting for the light. Any world turned upside down, purpose lost, feeling drowned. Why am I falling so far? The devil's push, a sinister scar, unbearable days, life askew, lost in shadows, feeling blue, deeper into the dark. I'm shut, questioning why I'm unloved. Woke up to this twisted reality, struggling against the gravity. Purpose seems like a distant star as the devil plays his cruel guitar. Some days feel like an endless night, fighting to see even a glimmer of light. But deep within this darkened place, I'll find my strength and embrace. you've been through hell, my friend. Now you're stronger than before. You're focused. You're dangerous like a storm. You roar. Once you face the darkest night, you've got nothing left to fear. They can't touch you anymore. You're a warrior. You're clear. Your words, they like thunder. Your voice, it's like a storm. You face the darkness, so now you're stronger. You're warm, you've come out on top. Now nothing in this world by grace divine. You'll touch hearts, harden, make them shine. Love will conquer where sin has been. In your light, new hope begins. With compassion as your guiding flame, you'll break down walls of guilt and shame. Forgiveness flows from deep within. Healing starts when you begin. Through kindness you'll bridge the divide. Lead lost souls to the Savior's side. Mercy's power will always win. In your presence chains grow thin. So let your light shine bright and true. God's love working through all you do. Transformed by grace, hearts will mend. In every broken soul, redemption finds its end. Its hand. In the cradle of despair, where innocence was torn apart, you saw love but found only pain. Whatever your embrace. The broken will find a safe space. Your story so bold and so bright will glorify your God with every light. Through life's scars and battles fought, the resilient spirit never forgot. You've seen darkness, felt the pain, but in your heart, God's love remains. And every tear, every wound, every year, every month, every week, every day, every second, every moment, your God will make every loss disappear. In the shadows, in the light, your God's love will shine as day. With every step, with every breath, remember His love is forever there. Ooh, beneath the shade of your embrace, the broken will find a safe space. Your story so bold and so bright will glorify your God with every light. Through life's scars and battles fought, the resilient spirit never forgot. You've seen darkness, felt the pain, but in your heart, God's love remains. And every tear, every wound, every year, every month, every week, every day, every second, every moment, your God will make every loss disappear. In the shadows, in the light, your God's love will shine as day. With every step, with every breath, remember His love is forever there. Ooh, oh, oh. I've been feeling like the sun don't shine. My heart's been heavy, my soul's been blind. I've been speaking truth, yet they can't see. I'm feeling misunderstood. Don't you agree? They kept twisting words, playing their games. The hearts are closed, their minds are chains. I'm trying to share my life, but they won't listen. They don't understand, they're not meant for my spirit. I've been seeking guidance, searching for the truth. Lost in a world where doubt is the root. But then I heard a whisper in the breeze. God replied, you are not misunderstood, my dear. I'm not alone, I'm not a fool. There's more to this world and never been a rule. Now keep spreading loving my truth. I'm not misunderstood, my spirit's just not misplaced. In the shadow of your flawed heart, you see the world from a twisted art. With your imperfections so profound, God's boldest stories are written down in the light
yourself reside. No more hiding from what must be known. Embrace the journey, let wisdom be sown. When all seems lost and hope starts to fade, remember that pain is not meant to degrade. It's a catalyst for transformation within. Embrace its teachings and let healing begin. In the shadows of the night, I found my way. Through the darkness, I learned to embrace the fray. They can touch me now, for I face my fears. Born in the dark, but now it's clear. Inside me, they once held sway, but I stood tall and faced them without delay. No longer afraid of what lurks in the night. I made peace with myself, now I shine bright. The difference they fear is the strength that I hold. I've walked through fire and came out whole. They can't touch me anymore, for I am free from the darkness that once defined. In the valley where the weak are found, where the broken hearted come to drown, He takes our sorrow, turns it around, and from our pain makes a testimony. In the shadows where the rejected stay, where the lost and the lonely struggle to pray, He whispers hope, He likes the way, and from our loss He gives a testimony. In the darkness where the proud reside, where the arrogant hearts they can't hide, He breaks our pride, restores our hide, and from our fall rises a testimony. The silence where the proud are still, where the boastful cries they can thrill. He makes us humble, He heals our ills, and from our fear shines a testimony. pressure. God's working in a steady fashion. Though your heart's racing, don't be stressed. He's blessing you with precision. Through life's battles, through life's strife, He's moving with purposeful stride. While you stress, He's working away, aligning the pieces in a perfect display. Stay focused, stay resilient. His plan for you is ever present. Though you can't see, He's preparing the ground, making a remove on hollow ground. So keep doing what you're doing. Embrace the journey, keep your faith renewing. God's working, His blessings abound. You're not alone. His grace has you surrounded.
In the silence of my pain, I wear a mask so bright. I laugh and I pretend, but it's a lonely fight. My heart is heavy, yeah, I'm choosing to smile, hoping someone sees the truth even for a while. I show up every day with the tears behind my eyes. Carry on like I'm fine, but it's all a disguise. Inside I'm breaking down, yeah, inside I cry. The weight of the sorrow hidden deep where I lie. I'm screaming silently for someone to see the pain that grips my soul. Come and set me free. If you see me smiling, know it's just the guise beneath the surface where the storm of cries lies. The heart is praying for a sign, for someone to know it is. Read between the lines. Yearning for a touch, a word to begin, to wash away the ache that's bubbling within. I laugh to cover up what won't ever subside. Deep down in my spirit, there's nowhere left to hide. The hardest feeling in the world is this mask. Finding empathy is such a heavy task. Still I carry on, praying someone feels the weight before the silent screaming turns into my fate. I'm reaching out through the static and the noise, trying to find the strength, trying to find my voice. It's a heavy burden, this performance I play, counting down the minutes till the end of the day. Does anybody see me? Does anybody care? Or am I just a shadow in the empty air? Just notice me beneath the grin, beneath the skin. Storm is rising. Yeah. If you see me smiling tomorrow, just know it's still a fight. Still screaming silently, still waiting for the light.
Envy lurks, a silent force that slowly seeps through the shadows where the heavy secret keeps. It ain't born from hate or a heart of cold, but from the hidden desires that go untold. Calculated rhythm, yeah, it plays the game. A quiet storm blowing with no one to blame. Strategic moves, man, it's a subtle art. The way it preys upon a fragile heart. Not loud like hate, but it's just as strong. A psychological dance that lasts too long. Rooted in the belief of the things they lack. Staring at what's yours and never looking back. In the whispers of the night, it's a silent fight. A constant battle hidden from the light. Yeah. It's not about this light, it's a different breed. Planting the hunger and water in the greed. They watching you glow while they sit in the dark, waiting for a moment just to steal a spark. Keep your circle tight and your vision clear. Don't let the quiet storm get into your ear. Stay on your path, keep the rhythm true, cause the shadow only grows when it follows you. It's a hollow space, a hunger that feeds, replacing your garden with bitter weeds. It's the weight of a one that could have been dreamed. Nothing is ever as calm as it seems. They crave the reflection but hate the mirror. As the silent force starts drawing nearer, don't let them break what you've built from the start. Protect your peace, protect your heart, yeah. Just a shadow in the corner of the eye. No explanation, no reason why. Let the whispers fade, let the storm pass by. Keep your head up, keep your spirit high. Don't look back, just keep your light. It's a silent fight.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming. Keep that flame lit, riders for life. Let's go. Envy lurks in the shadows of a smile, a crooked design, while I'm out here carving out a piece that's finally mine. Walking through the north side, concrete heavy on my soul, trying to turn these jagged pieces back into a whole. I seen the seasons shift, seen the concrete turn to ice, paid the cost for every lesson. Yeah, I paid the price twice, but there's a rhythm in the struggle, a cadence in the pain, like the way the city sounds when it's dancing in the rain. I'm a son of the pavement, a brother to the light, fighting demons in the daytime just to sleep through the night. It's a long road home when you're carrying the weight, but I'm moving with a purpose, I ain't leaving it to fate.
Oh, the fire keeps on burning, but I never lose my way. I'm turning all my yesterdays into a brighter day. They tried to dim the vision, tried to silence out the sound, but you can't bury a spirit that was never meant for ground. Keep it moving, keep it ripping, let the heartbeat lead. I'm planting all these verses like a revolutionary seed.
They see the cat, they see the pen, they think they know the story, but they weren't there for the grit, they only want the glory. I'm writing for the fathers holding down the front line, the ones making something out of nothing time after time. It's for the poets in the classroom, the dreamers in the hall, the ones who learn to stand up tall before they learn to crawl. I used to look for validation in a stranger's eyes, now I find it in the truth. I'm done living through the lies. My words are like an anchor, my voice is like a sail. I'm the living, breathing proof that the spirit won't fail. From the schoolyards to the lectors, the message stays the same. You gotta own your power, man, you gotta claim your name. Yeah. Look in the mirror. What do you see? A survivor, a titan, a soul set free. The word is gonna whisper, let it talk, let it blow. Deep roots stay steady even when the winds go. Stay steady. Now the chapters are turning, the ink is finally dry. I'm looking at the limit and I'm aiming past the sky. This is for the tired hearts, the ones feeling down. Pick your head up, warrior, and readjust your crown. Life is just a freestyle. You gotta catch the flow. Sometimes you gotta lose it all just to really grow. I'm building up a legacy, one verse at a time, using every stumbling block just to help me climb. So when the beat drops out and the lights go dim and the world feels cold and the chances look slim, remember that the fire is a part of who you are, a light that's meant to guide us like a stationary star. Yeah. 3 minutes of truth, a lifetime of grit. Don't let nobody tell you your flame ain't lit. Welcome to America, land of the free, where air and water come at a fee. Riders for life, yeah. We are.
The sun tries to mimic how you light up a room, but it can't match the glow. It's just chasing the bloom. Your laughter was the soundtrack, a loop with no end. Now I'm staring at the space where I used to call friend. It's a void, it's a chasm like a hole in the sky, sucking every bit of light till the well runs dry. My heart's heavy with the weight of the years we designed, trying to brush off the echoes you left in my mind.
You're the dance, the sweetest song I knew, a fire in the cold, always burning through. And now you're gone, and we're left to find a way to bind the broken pieces of a darker day.
Yeah. You were grace in the flesh, yeah, you inspired the crowd. Now your memory's a beacon when the clouds get loud. They say walking away is how you bury the fire, but the pain's still a wire, pulling us higher. It isn't in vain, no, it's written in ink, stopping the heart just to make us all think. You left a mark that the rain couldn't wash, a permanent soul that the world couldn't squash.
The dance, sweetest song I knew, fire in the cold, always burning through. Now you're gone, and we're left to find a way to find the broken pieces of the darker day. Walking away don't end the pain, it only leaves a mark, a love that's never in vain, never in vain.
Envy lurks, a silent force that slowly seeps through the shadows where the heavy secret keeps. It ain't born from hate or a heart of cold, but from the hidden desires that go untold. Calculated rhythm, yeah, it plays the game. A quiet storm blowing with no one to blame. Strategic moves, man, it's a subtle art, the way it preys upon a fragile heart. Not loud like hate, but it's just as strong, a psychological dance that lasts too long. Rooted in the belief of the things they lack, staring at what's yours and never looking back. In the whispers of the night, it's a silent fight, a constant battle hidden from the light. Yeah. It's not about this light, it's a different breed, planting the hunger and water in the greed. They watching you glow while they sit in the dark, waiting for a moment just to steal a spark. Keep your circle tight and your vision clear. Don't let the quiet storm get into your ear. Stay on your path, keep the rhythm true, cause the shadow only grows when it follows you. It's a hollow space, a hunger that feeds, replacing your garden with bitter weeds. It's the weight of the one that could have been dreamed. Nothing is ever as calm as it seems. They crave the reflection but hate the mirror, as the silent force starts drawing nearer. Don't let them break what you've built from the start. Protect your peace, protect your heart, yeah. Just a shadow in the corner of the eye. No explanation, no reason why. Let the whispers fade, let the storm pass by. Keep your head up, keep your spirit high. Don't look back, just keep your light. It's a silent fight.
Yeah, check the frequency. This isn't just a broadcast, it's a lifeline. For the ones in the corners, the ones in the classrooms, and the ones on the curb. Writers for life, we're live. Yeah. I'm walking through the architecture of a forgotten dream, of the bricks of North Philly hold the echoes in the steam. I'm a student of the pavement, a scholar of the block, setting up the mic while the city starts to rock. We dive down the rabbit holes, chasing ghosts of the past, building bridges out of history, making sure the lessons last. It's more than just a podcast, more than digital air. It's a map for the lost, showing someone actually cares. We're excavating truth from the dust and the grime, translating the struggle one sentence at a time.
We're writing the future on the walls of today, chasing the shadows, clearing the way. From the street to the booth, from the dark to the light. We're the voice of the neighborhood, brightest for life. Yeah, we're teaching the river, we're showing the right, keeping them dreaming through the heart of the night.
Look, I see the youth standing at the edge of the glass, see the traps being set, waiting for the moments to pass. I tell them put the steel down, pick the platinum pin up. The world is a heavyweight, but you gotta keep your chin up. We go from Kensington to South, exploring every vein, trying to find an antidote to wash away the pain. Right from wrong, it ain't a lecture, it's a conversation. Investing in the spirit of a brand new generation. We're mentors in the booth, we're brothers in the street, putting wisdom in the lyrics and heart inside the beat. If we save just one, then the mission was a win. Stop the cycle of the ghost before the tragedy begins. Stop the cycle of the ghost before the tragedy begins. Yeah. Yeah.
We're writing the future on the walls of today, chasing the shadows, clearing the way. From the street to the booth, from the dark to the light. We're the voice of the neighborhood, writers for life. Yeah, we're teaching the rhythm, we're showing the right, keeping them dreaming through the heart of the night.
It's about more than a fuse. It's about the soul of the city. Get the kids off the corner, put the vision in their hands, study the history so you don't repeat the mistakes. Writers for life. We see you, we hear you. Philadelphia, stand up, rock.
Welcome to Philly, baby. They call it Philadelphia. HP, baby, where Shorty's blood runs deep in the pavement. She wasn't born here, but the streets did the raising. Straight from Ponce, Puerto Rico, that's the origin. Taino roots in the marrow, indigenous skin. Proclaiming the heritage, both lands in her veins. In the world where they're charging for the fail in the rain. But HP is a Shorty's home, even when her heart bleeds. Watching the struggle grow like some poisonous weeds.
Looking around, a shorty just lost in the maze. Questions in the dark, living life in the haze. Egos on fire, everybody's offended. Screaming for a change while the cycle's extended. We try to break chains, try to reach for the goal, but the anger and the pride take a toll on the soul. Opinions get silenced to the shirt and in view. In the HP community where shorty grew up, back then it was love, didn't matter the block. We were vibing together, never looking at the clock. No matter the colors or the place we were from, we were solid as a rock. Never felt we had to run, then a shift happened. Innocence on the floor, kids going missing, death knocking at the door. Mistaken identity, now the hate's in the eyes. I miss the old days before the truth turned to lies.
Case side, this land's back in love the community. Just shaking our heads, strings on their backs, they're so easily led. Waiting for a savior or a puppet master command, while the real warriors rise up to take a stand. Young yield in spirit, the voices revealing, trying to find a cure for the pain we're all feeling. Offering solutions for a brand new day, but the system is a wall that won't move out the way.
Look, now it's all about race, who can take, who can gain. Talking about progress while they faking the change. They don't care about the residents living the life. They just stir up the trouble and they sharpen the knife. Deep in my soul, there's a wish that unfolds to flip back the script on the stories they told. Our kids are like sponges, they're soaking the scene, mimicking the monsters and the things that they've seen. Locked in a cage, in a prison's embrace, acting gangster for a crowd while they losing the race. Parents getting lazy, just losing the grip. Communication dying, watching everyone slip. Gunfire escalates, the bitterness flips. Parents and the children on some enemy trips. You demand that they change, but you refuse to lead. When the guidance is hollow, how can they succeed?
It's the HP, we struggle, we fight just to breathe. We spitting this truth for the ones who believe. Unleash in the spirit, let the words start to glow. HP's in a shorty's blood.